Friday, Friday, I love a Friday. So two things. One, I promised I would never sing again, and I lied. And two, my neck has very much been hurting, so I can only move like a robot. So if you see me move weirdly, it's because I've hurt my neck. So whatever, I'm going to be a pain in the neck today. We're talking NFL players, we're talking NFL protests, we're talking with an NFL player who won a Super Bowl championship ring. Brandon London is going to come up and talk about the anthems if you guys didn't know. What's up, guys? Sorry, I should have introduced myself. I'm Tori. Just so you guys know, some of the Miami Dolphins did take a knee during the preseason. Some people would walk out as the anthem was being called. There is no policy yet in place from the NFL. Malcolm Jenkins is really trying to make the players union say something. We have yet to do that, so we're still waiting. But we would love to hear your opinions. It's gonna get heated. You know what I mean? So. A lot of you are writing in saying, can't believe they still want to protest during the national anthem. Guess no football for me. That's David Downing, Peggy Corns. No, we can just continue our boycott. We got this, Mr. President. I'm tired of hearing about it, to be honest. You know my opinion. They are kneeling to protest police brutality against black people that have been completely disproportionate to the society and shooting them in violent ways that they should be charged with offense. In my way, you're allowed to take a knee on that, and it has nothing to do with military or vets. I think our vets died for the reason that you'll be able to have that First Amendment right, but I would love to have this disagreement with you in a civil way. That's the whole point of DBL. We want a civil discussion, not just yelling. I can hear you. So I respect the uniform of the Marine, Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, not the NFL, says Frida Beachwalker. Keep protesting. They want them to play and shot them, says Coletta Dill. So you guys really are back and forth on this one. I want to bring in one other topic so it's a little bit more like relaxing, so we're not so, things to never to say to a new mom, and if you're a mom or a dad, please write in. Khloe Kardashian listed things to never say to a new mom. Excuse Khloe if you don't like the Kardashians. Excuse the name, just think a woman. On that list, did you deliver naturally? How's breastfeeding going? And lastly, the baby looks just like its dad. I would add, and I'm not pregnant, I might, yeah, I would, you know, I hope to be soon, but you look great for the baby loss, or like, you're losing some weight, like that is inappropriate to me. I just say, bow down to a woman who miraculously gave birth from her body, and just say, thank you for being amazing. Just do that over and over again until you feel you've done it too much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's what Sharon said, yeah.
I've had two.
You're right, exactly. And when, you know, when they say you're tough as blank, I think you're tough as the other thing, because that takes a real pounding, and that's what Betty White said. So, I'm tired of hearing about it, but I want our president to stay out of it, says Carrie Hill. If you didn't know it, Trump tweeted today saying the majority of them, meaning I guess NFL players, don't know why they're protesting. Well, we have an NFL player with a Super Bowl champ ring who's going to come on and say exactly why they're kneeling, and if he agrees or not. He's not in agreement with me. So Brandon has a very interesting take on this. He is in the NFL. He has stood for the anthem. He has a very interesting take on this, but I would love a civil discourse. To me, this is how you have a protest. They're not comfortable. Protests aren't meant to be comfortable. They're meant to be very uncomfortable because black people are being shot disproportionately to what they should be without some reasonings, in my opinion. Now, that's my opinion, and I think a veteran like Sam's father who said, I fought for your rights to be able to have the First Amendment is what I believe in. I would love to hear your opinion. I would take a knee, says Hammy Orsberg Smith. Yes, put them out, says Clyde Cooper. Keep protesting, says Marjorie Lemon. Doris says, I would rather they stand with their hands over their heart, but they need to do what they feel is right. Just remember, guys, a lot of people doing sit-ins for segregation in the 60s, the civil rights movement, the Freedom Riders, people said that was completely unconscionable, and things changed because of those protests. So that's my opinion, though, because I want to get yours. So things you should never say to a new mama. So we have one that says, did you deliver naturally? How's breastfeeding going? And lastly, the baby looks just like its dad. So I would be annoyed if I heard any of those. I also think anything about weight is a bad idea. Just so you know, this person just miraculously created another person and carried it for almost a year and then gave birth to it. Everything you should say is, thank you, celebrate, thank you, can I give you a back massage, thank you, in my opinion. you have to stand up for what you believe in. Says Stacey, I agree. And if standing up or kneeling makes you uncomfortable, just so you guys know, that is the point of a protest, to make you uncomfortable enough to be having this discussion. So, you know my side, we're going to get to it. We have an NFL person, Brandon Lundy. He played for the Giants. He has a Super Bowl ring. He's going to be discussing what he feels with his teammates. The president just said the majority of them don't really know why they're protesting. Well, we're going to ask Brandon, do your teammates know? Because it's great to have someone from the inside tell us. So I'd love to do that. He needs to stay out of the Football League and tend to his own business in politics or work he's supposed to be doing, says Sarah Cook. Great point. Gail Andrews says, I agree, he needs to stay his fluffed hair out of the NFL. The hair... we'll keep that out too. I hope you guys have a great day. We have a really good show, very strong opinions, but civil. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Three, two.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, August 10th. Friday! Yay, we need Friday more than ever. We are a live show, and we do have a lot to get to, so let's get started. The NFL preseason kicked off last night. So did the protests. Several players took a knee, and some raised a fist like Philadelphia Eagles captain Malcolm Jenkins. Here's what he said after the game about the decision.
You know, those people who do this work day to day, that is the ugly grind of fighting, you know, against systems of oppression. They draw motivation and, you know, inspiration from seeing us on this stage.
And President Trump tweeted about the protest this morning. I know, surprise, surprise, saying, quote, the NFL players are at it again, taking a knee when they should be standing proudly for the national anthem. Numerous players from different teams wanted to show their outrage, in quotes, at something that most of them are unable to define. He goes on to say, quote, find another way to protest, stand proudly for your national anthem, or be suspended without pay. Before we discuss, we're so lucky that our newest team member, Brandon London, is a former player of the NFL. So let's go right to Brandon.
And
Brandon,
Super Bowl champ.
Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, B. London.
Brandon, you saw in President Trump's tweet, he put outrage in quotes. He also said that he doesn't think the players even know why they're protesting. So as a former player yourself who knows a lot of these players, do they know why they're protesting? Can you speak to that?
Exactly. Yes, I do. And I've texted some guys. I even DM'd some guys this morning. And Mr. President, I know you're trying to flip the narrative and try and make it about the anthem, trying to make it about the flag. But you have to understand the NFL, sports, is something that a lot of guys, especially black men, have used to get out of their situations, to make their lives better, to make their families' lives better, to make their communities' lives better. And because Colin Kaepernick did what he did and brought the awareness and has sacrificed his career, Eric Reed has sacrificed his career for the overall awareness, and they have people talking about it. They've done their job. Now it's up to the NFL guys to do the act, to start bringing light to the active part. Guys like Malcolm Jenkins, everyone's like, oh, he's sitting there, he's raising his fist in the air. Malcolm Jenkins sends kids to school. He spent over $100,000 in scholarships. Guys like Kenny Stills from the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Herald has called him the Miami Dolphins' most socially active member. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the kneel. We're talking about, oh, the NFL needs to put something in a policy in place. It's not fair. The narrative, to flip the narrative, is not fair. But to my NFL brothers, because it's a fraternity, once you're in the NFL, you're always in the NFL. To my NFL brothers, it's time to start bringing more light, shining more light to the activities that you're doing in our communities for this social injustice.
Brandon. Brandon, to the fact that, of course, you agree that the players are protesting against police brutality and being a black man in America and what that's like. But you also are the son of a father who has fought for this country, who was a police officer, who also was a football coach. So I feel like you embody everything that both sides are talking about. So would you, Brandon, kneel if you were playing today?
And you didn't mention that my grandfather was in the service. My grandfather fought in Vietnam, and I remember talking to my grandmother. They had came back from, I believe, Africa, being on a tour in Africa, and they were in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they were refused service. So I understand that was a long time ago, but this stuff is still going on right now. Come on, let's be honest. So having a father who he is, the first black the first black head coach in University of Virginia history, he was also a police officer before that. He was also a man that, and you can check this on ESPN, you can go YouTube, Mike London cop. You can go look at his story about how there was a gun pointed to his head. The guy pulled the trigger, the gun didn't go off. He retired. So my family, we stand for the anthem. But we also do a lot of things in the community. My dad is really active in the community. I'm really active with the New York Giants and the Play 60 cause. And I go around a lot of inner city schools around North New Jersey and the Patterson area to work with kids. There's guys like Mike Thomas from the New York Giants who had a football camp in Houston. Yeah, there was some football in there, but he was teaching guys how to write checks. He was teaching guys how to have financial literacy. He was teaching boys how to be men, and he even wrote a scholarship for a kid to get to school. So I would stand for the national anthem. I don't think I've ever really stood there and put my hand over my heart. I stand there, and if one of my brothers, my teammates, were taking a knee, I would respect that, because those guys, even though we play football, people love us because we can catch a ball. We can run 4-3 because we're amusing to watch. But if I was just what they call a regular black man, then what?
Wow. Wow. Chilling. Thank you for your testimony, Brandon. Thank you. I think we all are a little teary-eyed right now.
Are we done talking about this, or are we going to talk about stupid Casey Affleck? Are we ready to have a serious conversation? We're going to give this conversation the breadth and the time it deserves. Or are we going to talk about the next James Bond? What do you guys want to do here?
What do you want to
I want to continue this conversation because I love what Brandon said, but I also feel it makes me sad that we have to sit there and Brandon has to justify who he is in this country. Yep. He has to have a picture of his grandfather serving. He has to have a picture. Do people understand that, like, the Tuskegee experiments where they injected black men with syphilis was going on into the early 70s? Like, Sam Jackson was alive. You look at pictures of, like, his grandfather, and it looks black and white, like that looks like it was 120 years ago. That's happening now. The people that came home from Vietnam were treated like trash, black and white. We sit here, if you want to get into the vet stuff, because that's what they do. They change the narrative. They change the black men being shot by cops, and they want to talk about vets because because everybody likes vets. So let's have a conversation about vets. We don't do anything for our vets. Our vets come back. There is nothing set up. The mental health situation is so lacking that most of them don't even seek mental health. And because of that, they're laying on the GD street right outside of this place. We step over them on our way to a nice restaurant, and then we go and give them lip service while we get hammered in the backyard watching a football game talking about God bless America. No, very few people in this country do anything for our vets. You guys let them come here. They have PTSD. They're 19 years old. They've seen their friends' heads blown off, and we sit here and we clap and we get mad at Malcolm Jenkins. So if you want to do something for our vets, all our viewers that are about to write some nonsense, then let's go. Let me see. Start sending me stuff about what you really did for our vets. I'm not talking about going over there and me going over there telling jokes, Bo going over singing a couple songs. I'm talking about really doing something. I'm talking about volunteering your time, volunteering your Saturdays, volunteering going to get these people off of the streets because you step over them every day. So stop with this vet stuff because you really don't care. Our president dodged the draft 5 times. He insulted John McCain. Your John McCain called him, said he's not a war hero because he got caught. And you guys sit here and let that ride? All you conservatives, y'all let that ride? Come on. Do we need to get into Tammy Duckworth, who's in our Congress, has her legs blown off after she's a real vet? Do we ever talk about her? No. So look, go ahead.
No. What I'm hearing from you is believe me, Al, all the pain. We heard the pain in Brandon London's voice when he spoke about being a former NFL player, but also being a black man, also being a son of a veteran.
My dad's a veteran. My grandfather's a veteran.
I know. So how as a country can all of us come together? How as a country can we be less divisive? How as a country can we not see it so in black and white, no pun intended, being like, okay, so these people, these players who are doing it because they're black men in a country that isn't treating them equally, how do we make them feel equal and not penalize them for taking a knee, especially ones like, can we go back to Brandon London? Brandon London, who is supportive of the military, who is supportive of police officers, and who is also supportive of his NFL brothers for taking a knee.
Well, I have a solution, Sam. for the NFL, for everybody out there, to the media, don't show the players doing the anthem. Since everyone wants to be a Patriot, show the fans. Go ahead, take a pan of the fans in the stands with their hands over their heart. Let's show the fans, not the athletes, because you don't come to watch us stand there for the anthem. You come to watch us play. So let you guys, let the media, let the fans stand there and do the national anthem.
Thank you, Brandon. That was a lot to unpack. This is definitely, I mean, we're a live show. We're going to tackle heated, hot button issues clearly like this one, and you're always going to get honesty with us, whether you agree or not. And please, please contribute to the conversation. We'll be right back.
Sports is supposed to bring us together. If without football, I don't know where my family would be. You know what I mean? And a lot of guys in the NFL feel that same way. It brings us together. I was the only black kid on football teams growing up because my father was getting better coaching jobs as I continued to grow up. I was telling Bo earlier, I have white friends that I would jump in front of a bullet for in a heartbeat. And it's because we were on the same baseball team growing up, and they've grown to be brothers. It's supposed to bring us together. Stop showing the athletes.
True, I hear that. Now let's talk about viewers who disagree, because I want us to get a fair point. And people are asking, Brandon, what do you feel of when people say, let's say, it's a business, and they are allowed to say you can't kneel? I agree with you. I think protests are supposed to be very uncomfortable for a reason. What do you hear when you hear, oh, it's a business, the owner should be able to tell them whatever they want? Do you agree with that? I know the New York Giants, Tish, is saying he'll pay for any penalty for any of his players. How do you feel about that?
I mean, forcing someone to do it, just keep them in the locker room. Keep it in the locker room. This is something that's driving us apart. It's taking us apart, and I don't want this to seem like I'm this mad black guy or something like that. I want us to come together. I want us to come together.
What struck me the most, and I hope the viewers heard this, is the fact that when your grandfather fought for our country, came back and was still treated as inferior because of the color of his skin. That's what we have to remember, because that happens today. So those players that are kneeling, it's not against the flag. It's not against our veterans.
I don't want to go there because my grandfather is all about
keep writing in, guys.
Bringing people together. You know, integrating the races, the colors, anything. My grandfather, that's what he went over there and fought for. That's what he fought for.
15 seconds. Here we go.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Thank you.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Do you use your smartphone to avoid awkward situations? Well, you're not alone. Research discovered that people use smartphones as security blankets in uncomfortable scenarios. In an experiment where people were purposely left out of conversations, those with smartphones were less stressed than people without phones. So DBL Nation, what situations do you use your smartphone as a security blanket?
Thank you so much, Tori. Now, before we get to your comments in regard to the smartphones, just know that we are reading your comments that are pouring in right now in regard to our last conversation about the NFL and kneeling. We will also get to those comments. So we just want to gather them, and then we'll have we do have them. Do you want me to wait? Erica has them. So we're going to table this because I think we struck a chord and we want to continue.
And I think it needs to be talked about.
I do too.
Obviously.
We can't just toss it aside. Erica, do you want to share some of those comments?
I do. Our Wi-Fi is a little weak.
Okay.
Right.
So Erica's...
Oh, you want to go to fifth host?
Because I don't know if we're going to do fifth host. Just to finish what I was saying, I just want us to have a real conversation. That's all we do. We talk in dog whistles. We say things, things about like the athletes don't understand what they're protesting against. That's a dog whistle, calling them stupid. When you get this shut up and dribble, that's a dog whistle saying, hey, shut up and entertain me, darky. That's what that's saying. And if we don't if we don't call out what we're dealing with every day, when our president attacks us with dog whistles like this, we can never have the true conversation. The reason, and they distract us with stuff about our vets, but all the people that talk about our vets, I'm like, okay, let's have that conversation. Let's talk about how they came back. A lot of them were given medication, and now they are drug addicts, and now they are on the street.
I get
so let's
what you're
have that
saying, Al,
conversation.
Erica has the comments. I think we should get our viewer involved. And then, please, if you could wrap it up, Jeff.
Julia Garland on Facebook says, don't watch NFL anymore. Brandy Spear says, if they want to protest, this is not the way. They are disrespecting the people that fought or that fight for our country and have died for our country, not the president. This is not helping anything. It is actually hurting your cause. Michael Robinson said, since when does the president determine policy for sports? Can he change the rules too? Julie Williams, nobody cares if you watch it or not. Continue to kneel. Patrick Moorhead, the president of our government has no right to be involved in private business. They should be lucky they play the national anthem before the game. It's not a law that they have to play it at all. Tim Hicks says, fine them heavily. Tim Pennell says, suspend them. Suzanne Crockett, like the 70s protests of Vietnam War, these are peaceful protests. They have the right to be heard. This is America. C. Francine Johnson, killing people unnecessarily is offensive.
All right. Well, Jeff, we always look to you as someone that brings it all together and unites people. How are you?
Well, obviously, the country's divided on many issues, this one included. But I just want to say I've been here a year, and I've learned a lot from you, buddy. A lot. So I appreciate it. I have, and I think other people need to listen to you. They need to listen to Brandon and learn.
Yeah. I just, you know,
I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. The sad thing is, like, black guys are so great. We're fun, we're peaceful. And you sit here and you watch guys like Finlandio Castile get killed in front of his baby girl. You watch guys like Eric Garner get choked to death for selling quarters cigarettes. The way that black men are exterminated, there's no, Trayvon Martin is my son's age, or what was my son's age, and he's dead. And the guy that killed him is at the movies right now. There's no penalty for killing black men. Until we address that, how can we move on? How can we have a real conversation when the George Zimmermans of the world, when the cops that have shot these men have never been prosecuted? There's been one police officer that's been prosecuted I mean, if I asked all three of you guys to name the men that you've seen killed on YouTube, we would all have 5 different names.
Al, I hate to cut you off, but we have to go to break. We're going to continue the conversation at break. I love you guys, and I think that these are the type of conversations that we have to have in this country to move forward. And please, viewers, continue to write in, and we will continue this conversation as we go to break.
All right, so I just want to go to Jeff because I thought that was really beautiful, and if you need a moment, take a moment. I understand. I didn't mean to go right to you. I think we all have learned different things. I wanted to know if you would be open to saying what you feel you've learned from Al and Brandon, but mostly since we've been together from the beginning, from Al, that like really changed some of your opinions, because he does change opinions.
I think, I don't know right now, but just everything, man, in general. You have to listen, you know?
Yeah.
And hear what other people have gone through. You don't know everything.
Right.
You know.
And this is coming from a white male who played football.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're exactly part of the audience that you would think, and this is me overgeneralizing, this is where I need to check myself, where you would think would not have the empathy to, or you would hope would have the empathy to understand his situation. And I think Jeff is a perfect example that we can all follow his example by just listening and trying to put yourself in the other person's shoes.
I think we do a disservice by assuming that everyone understands at the time they're supposed to understand it. Because being totally honest, last year, like when Colin Kaepernick initially kneeled, I didn't know if it was the right choice. I said that. We debated about it. Right. Everything that's happened since, and even hashtag Black Lives Matters, nobody knew like what the context of that was going to be. No one knew what it was going to unfold. But I'm saying when we act as though there are times where that everyone just understands under the same lens. It does a disservice to the entire cause. Because then if you don't understand it, then you are too embarrassed to say that you don't.
Do you think we've done enough to bring awareness as to why people are kneeling?
It seems like people are still confused.
Well, that and the idea that we're talking about very oppressive issues in this country, which was based on it,
or they enjoy it.
But the key to the fragility is our president is the most fragile.
Yeah. No, I know.
Keep writing in, guys. We're listening to both sides.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Obviously, we need a little levity here, and we'll keep tracking your comments throughout the show. But now, Al, we love your passion, but we love your humor as well. That's why we all love you. And you recently visited the grand opening of the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York. He couldn't visit Lucille Ball's hometown without visiting Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz's museum. Check this out and put a smile on your face.
Covering the National Comedy Center grand opening has been a blast. I read legendary funny man George Carlin's notes. I saw the puffy shirt from Seinfeld, but when you're in Jamestown, New York, home of the Lucille Ball, there's only one more place I have to check out. And if I'm gonna act like a tourist, I might as well dress like one too.
Let's go check out the Lucy and Desi Museum.
I Love Lucy went off the air over 60 years ago, but still continues to define today's sitcoms.
World famous professor costume. And I think we all have had professors that dress like this. If your professor was Colonel Sanders. Things have obviously changed. Usually we see Tori or Sam dressed in something like this, but Lucy did it first, guys. Sorry to break the news to you. I can't believe I'm on the actual set of I Love Lucy. Lucy, I'm home.
Ricky, is that you? Boy, am I glad to see you. Ooh.
I stopped at the bank today. They showed me this.
But Ricky, that's the check I write to the beauty parlor every month.
Yeah, but they don't always come with a note on the back. Dear teller, be a doll and put this through next month.
Well, I guess we know why they call them tellers. Ooh.
Lucy. Yeah, well done by our makeup staff. Like she walked in, I was like, oh, we're really doing this. Well done.
They say comedy is the best medicine,
That's right?
So thanks, guys. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
All right, guys, so we are taking a little bit of a turn just to let us breathe. We are not getting away from the conversation. If you know me, I would never let that happen. We're here with Lex in the digital break just to give you guys some trending stories.
Hi, guys.
Take a breath, and then we can come back to what's a great conversation, I think.
Yeah.
Lex, what's going on? We have some hair trends.
Yeah, we have some hair trends for 2018. They've come out, and according to goodhousekeeping.com, there are a lot of really sleek, straight, in the middle parts, very short, and some of them are flipping out, a lot of which you would need a hair straightening tool for. We can look at some pictures here. The voluminous pixies, angular bobs.
This is what I tried to have,
Mm-hmm.
and it was after Lex.
Very cute.
The angular bob right here. Yeah, thank you.
So thanks to morningsave.com, we have a few deals for you and how you could achieve these looks.
Yeah, so make sure you guys check it out. You can always get great deals. Morning Save, we have some curlers, some straighteners. Would love to know what you think would be a great summer cut for you guys, and if you can use your tool, that's fantastic. I really like that chopped bob because I think it helps the chin line look a little thinner.
Yeah.
And we could all use that because I don't want to bend down right now. So let me know what you guys are thinking. But that lob has been in for a while.
Yeah, actually when I first got to DBL,
exactly.
I cut all of my hair off and I did a very sleek
and
angular
she was
bob.
super cute.
And now I'm in the midst of growing it out a little bit.
But we all copied you.
I really liked the short.
I preferred the short, but this is very like, hello.
Oh, okay.
In a nice way.
We're doing this on camera.
So let us know your favorite haircuts for the summer. Are there any you dislike?
I find it hard, especially in the summer, I find it hard to have a very short look.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing like a pixie
Yeah.
or anything that doesn't cover, you know, your neck or your shoulders. Just because it's hard to pull back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Lots of bobby pins, lots of hair ties.
A lot of wax and pomade.
Yeah,
I feel,
I'm a very low maintenance hair person.
Yeah.
And my hair typically holds really well to heat. So I really don't like doing a whole lot to it. If I can tie it up,
the easier the better.
I want to. Yeah, the easier the better.
Well, I really liked, if you guys have noticed, her little bow when she had, it's a bandana. A bright pop of color could be really, really nice to have. So I thought that was a really cute look.
Yeah.
So let us know any kind of cute looks. Again, you can go to morningsave.com to check it out, and we'll talk to you soon.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's been a great day, great discussions. One of our newest hosts, Bo Davidson, has been with us for a few weeks now, but many of you are asking, who is he? What makes him tick? Well, we decided to get to the bottom to meet Bo Davidson. Take a look.
My name is Bo Davidson, but I was born Alan Brown Davidson III. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. I have no brothers and sisters. I'm an only child, which I know is, a lot of people say, well, that makes sense. My mom put me in classical Suzuki piano lessons at age 4. She gave me a toy piano as a Christmas gift. There are pictures of me dragging that piano into the bathroom and sitting on the toilet playing it. And have sung ever since. I went for 4 years to Northwestern and graduated, did a lot of musical theater. My girlfriend and I met, we'd like to say it was a better story than this, but it was through Bumble. This girl wrote me, because the girl has to first on Bumble, and she said, hey there, Wildcat. Well, I thought that was kind of like a compliment. She was referring to my school because we have the same school. Something I'm very passionate about is our armed forces and our veterans, and that inspired me to write a song called Blessed. Here are 5 things most people don't know about me. Number 1, I was classically trained in opera, which means I sing it professionally. Sometimes I sing it randomly in Walmart. You know that one? Oh. Number 2, I received the 2013 10 Outstanding Young Americans Award. It's an award that's given to 10 people every year under the age of 40. Some of my biggest heroes have won this award, people like Elvis Presley, my favorite quarterback, Peyton Manning. Number 3, I've appeared on a couple of soaps, such as Days of Our Lives, and guest starred on Bold and the Beautiful. I had a very small part in Gilmore Girls, and I didn't realize how big that show was. Hey, throw it back.
No!
I need my ball.
You need a couple of them, pal.
Number 4, I've starred on recent Hallmark and Up TV movies such as The Ultimate Legacy with Lee Merriweather, as well as Runaway Romance, where the great Tatum O'Neal plays my mom. And 5, I think I'm the only guy to have been able to get then candidate Donald Trump and Ben Carson on stage together for a performance, pretty darn good dad dancing. DBL Nation, I appreciate you welcoming me here. Thanks for getting to know Bo, and maybe Bo knows sometimes.
Certainly seems that way.
I like that, Bo.
Oh, you're like Forrest Gump. You do it all.
I can't do everything, I promise.
You know what my favorite part was? The fact that you thought your girlfriend was like, hey, Wildcat. Like, all when it was your mascot.
I know. Just goes to show you I should have known my school a little bit better than that.
Well, we're certainly lucky to have you here, Bo, and it's fun getting to know you.
And a shout out to Brooke and Angelica who put that package together. They were fantastic.
They did an awesome job. Here's what's coming up next on Daily Blast Live.
Caught on camera. A teenager survives being pushed off a 60-foot bridge. Should the person who shoved her be charged? Security alert! After airport screeners mistook sex toys for bombs. Shouldn't you put that stuff in your checked bags? And we are chatting with the stars of Days of Our Lives. All that and more when DBL returns.
We're getting our first look at Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay. Did we witness the death of Luigi? And ooh, IGN is in hot water. That's all next in The Jump Off.
I'm
welcome to The Jump Off. I'm here to keep you updated on everything in gaming, tech, and pop culture. So let's get started right now. We have our first look at Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay. The trailer gives a better look inside the Wild Wild West. As outlaw Arthur Morgan, you can choose how to interact with the world. So will you be an upstanding citizen or a notorious gunslinger? The internet lost its mind when we all witnessed the death of Luigi. In the Smash Bros. Castlevania character reveal trailer, we literally saw his soul leave his body. But Nintendo is reassuring fans the Italian plumber will be okay. It would be cool to see Ghost Luigi as a support character in the new Smash Bros. IGN is being accused of plagiarizing a review for Dead Cells. The review's writer is accused of ripping that review from YouTube channel Boomstick Gaming. Boomstick later put up a video with a side-by-side comparison, and it's pretty clear most of the review is lifted, sometimes word for word. Can you believe this guy? IGN says that writer has been let go, they apologized, and they've taken down that review. But that's it for The Jump Off. I'm Abby, and as always, I'll be here every week with the latest gaming, tech, and pop culture news. We'll see you next time.
3, 2.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. We are a live show with a lot to get to, so let's dive right in. Okay, this video is absolutely horrifying. 16-year-old Jordan Holgerson tumbling off a bridge in Washington State. She said she was too scared to jump, so a friend pushed her. Doctors say the nearly 60-foot fall could have killed her. That is really difficult to watch. Now she is speaking out. Let's take a look.
She was counting down, but I didn't think of anything of it. And I was like, no, like, don't count down. Like, I won't go if you count down. I'm not ready. And I think I might have fainted mid-air because I don't really remember the fall.
I have 5 broken ribs, and I have air bubbles in my chest, and I have a punctured lung.
Wow. Her mother says the friend who pushed her is an adult and should turn herself in. Police are still deciding if that person should face charges.
I've watched this video so many times, and it's terrifying. But what's the most terrifying is the fact that people are doing these things on a regular basis. And it takes one accident to realize how foolish this truly is. This girl could have lost her life.
Yes. So what do we do in situations like this where there's no malicious intent? This, you know, there were, like you stated, you know, there was that situation with the bachelorette party, and it was one of the girls was pushed into the pool and she ended up being paralyzed, and she was pushed in without her consent. Just like here, this was without her consent. But at the same token, Al, she didn't mean it maliciously, but then again, if that was my daughter Sophie, I don't know how I'd want to handle it.
You'd be out for blood.
So how do you handle situations like this?
We have to decide how we want to treat our children. That 16-year-old is still mentally, I feel, is a child. Prosecuting that girl would be, at this point, no pun intended, water under the bridge.
But the pusher wasn't 16. The pusher, we don't know if she was 18. They said an adult.
Oh, the pusher was an adult. Yes. I was assuming the pusher was also. Well,
she could be 18. She could be 30. We don't know.
Anything past 18, you need to know better. I mean, that's assault. I mean, if I think it's hilarious that Jeff isn't looking and I push him down those stairs, what's different? I think me pushing him down the stairs is safer than pushing somebody in the water. What people don't understand, and this is the biologist in me, there's something called surface tension with water molecules. So when you hit that, the reason that divers go in like this is it pierces that surface tension and allows you to go in. When you hit flat like that, it's almost like hitting concrete. There's no difference. That's why people, when they fall out of speedboats, get knocked out, because that water is just as hard as the ground. What that person did is assault.
Right. All right, well, switching gears, we cannot stop talking about this story. An entire terminal at the Berlin airport came to a standstill this week because security flagged something suspicious in a passenger's luggage. When asked about it, he said his bag contained, quote, technical stuff. But when they opened it up, well, they found a sex toy. He was allowed to continue his travels with his technical stuff tucked into his luggage. But before we discuss, we got to ask you, DBL Nation, what stuff are you most embarrassed about security finding in your bag? Hit us up at dblvote.com. Jeff, what are you most embarrassed for TSA to find in your bag? Tell us. ever. It doesn't have to be now. Could have been in the past when you were Big Jeff days.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've had anything in there that was
Big Jeff days.
Big Jeff days. What do you think I had in there?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'd rather have a sex toy in there than like, you know, like some bacon strips in your underwear or something like that.
I do have a phobia about underwear because I travel carry-on. I travel carry-on a lot, and the times that I've been stopped, one time I was stopped and TSA literally went through my underwear. And it was the most bizarre thing. So now I make it very, like I put it in a different compartment. So it's like you would actually have to want to go through this compartment because I thought that it was super creepy that they did that.
And what about you, Al?
I did a gig for a craft beer company, and they basically paid me a craft beer. And I was only in town for one night, so I was flying at 6 a.m. So I tried to take some of the beers with me. So I put them on. I didn't know you couldn't take beer. So I'm just sitting there at 6 in the morning watching this TSA agent just take out just craft beer after craft beer out of my bag, and I was like, I did it.
What
I made
didn't you understand about no liquids?
Well, I thought if it was sealed, then I thought maybe, I mean, it was a lot of beer.
So funny.
I almost made it.
Let's look at our Dimulation. Oh, there you go, Jeff. 42% dirty underwear.
Oh, I didn't even know that was on there.
Yep,
See?
42%.
I want bacon strips on there.
Please stop saying that. Please stop saying that.
I can't believe I said that.
We are live, clearly. Brett Forrest with news at the moment. Save us, Brett.
Oh, I'll try. Emojis could be getting a much more inclusive and diverse makeover starting next year. The Unicode Consortium announced their shortlist for next year's emojis, and yes, there's a consortium in charge of creating emojis, in case you didn't know. This includes up to 55 combinations of gender and skin tone, as you see on your screen there. The new emoji would be a standing person used to create the couples. You place two of them side by side, and then they'll automatically merge holding hands. Other proposed emojis include people with disabilities, and the list will be finalized at a meeting next month.
That is awesome.
It's about time. Loving v. Virginia talk about things that happened just yesterday. The legalization of interracial marriage in this country was 51 years ago. So when people act like all these things were so ancient, they are not.
My mom was in an interracial relationship in the 90s, and she said when they used to go to restaurants, they would get looks, like in the 90s. So this is
sure it
all
still
new.
happens
Yes.
today, too. All right. Well, do you guys remember Missy Elliott's 2002 hit Work It?
That's disrespectful to even ask.
Let's refresh your memory real quick. Every now and then, someone wins the internet, and today that person is Mary Halsey, a rehabilitation center worker in Rhode Island, and all she wants to do is put her thing down, flip it in reverse, and watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I watched the whole thing. She does the whole song.
Crushes it. That clip has definitely gone boom. Scrub star Zach Braff tweeted it out, curious about the ram's horn or shofar in her hand that's never explained. But more importantly, Missy Elliott herself reposted it. She writes, I just found out I have a funky white sister. She straight killed it, sound effects and all. Yes, Mama.
Yeah. I don't think there's much more to be said.
No, I mean, she dropped she knew every word of that song. She even knew the backwards part. Like, she listened to that song thousands of times. She nailed it.
It was a shofar drop on that one.
A surprise Nicki Minaj lovers. She just dropped her new album. Ooh, a week early. This is news to me. Brandon London has that story coming in hot.
Are there any Nicki Minaj fans in here? Yeah? Yeah? Well, guess what? Her album Queen comes with 19 tracks that mix hip-hop and pop. I call it hip-hop. No, not funny. And you know we can't have a Nicki Minaj story without sharing some of her music. So, Maestro, hit it. First song said $1,000 sheets. Well, I get mine from Target. But DBL Nation, have you heard the album yet? We want to know what you think. Use the hashtag DBLTake.
Ooh, thank you. What do you guys think really quick before we move on?
I think the timing's interesting, especially since Cardi B has taken a little time off.
Ooh. Oh, Erica Cobb always knows what's going on.
That is good. Erica always thinks about things like that.
I know. Tori Shulman, tell us what's coming up on Daily Blast Live.
You know what Erica did? She flipped it and reversed it. Thank you very much. All right, we've got a lot more fun coming up on Daily Blast Live. We're putting your pop culture trivia to the test in our DBL Trivia Showdown. Can you beat our hosts? Go to dblvote.com to play along with us. But first, Chatting with the Stars goes soap opera. If you're a Days of Our Lives fan, you'll definitely want to stick around for this.
Hey DBL Nation, it's Lex. I'm the only one here with the digital
Do you know who I am? Oh, I'm sorry.
Giving you the top trending stories during the breaks here.
Did you see what I did?
Yeah, I
segue into the story.
You did. So,
do you even know who I am?
This is Tori, but we're going to talk about Bill Murray, who was vacationing in Martha's Vineyard when he got into a bit of an altercation with a photographer. The photographer is actually Carly Simon's brother, 71 years old, which I think is very important to the story.
71, you said?
Yeah, 71.
Wow.
So he's an older man. He was there photographing a band, saw Bill Murray. It's very unclear about what exactly happened, but they got into some sort of physical altercation.
Oh, Jesus.
He said a lot of things. The Boston Globe actually has the report that they're going through. So it kind of makes me think, how do celebrities interact with the media?
I mean, he said, do you know who I am?
Yes, reportedly.
Now, here's the deal. Bill Murray is famously known for being kind of weird in public. Sometimes there's a famous story. He'll go up to you in a restaurant, take one of your fries and be like, if you try to tell this story, no one will believe you, and just leave. And he's also very strange, but I immediately think, how dare you? How annoying. But I'd also think, if you're a celebrity, how annoying would it be to be photographed constantly? So,
and was it a joke?
And what's it a joke? Right. He sometimes plays it very straight as well. He has a deadpan kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to believe that it's a joke because they did get into a pretty physical altercation.
Yeah. Violence is never good.
A glass of water was thrown.
Okay.
Someone was pushed against a car.
Okay, so water was thrown.
And it's an older
71 is my father's age. That's older. You know,
I would not be
it's a little
pushing
bit
around
worried.
a 71-year-old.
No. So, and to be honest, Bill Murray shouldn't be pushing anyone around himself.
Yeah.
He is getting older in age as well. But this is kind of like that Bill Murray, like, it's not right. It's just, this is kind of his shtick.
Yeah.
I really hope this photographer is okay.
Yeah.
Apparently he was treated like the scum of the earth. Bill might need to apologize and maybe pay for some damages here if there's some problems.
Yeah.
If water was thrown or something like that, that's not good. Yeah, I feel like you're in the Hamptons in the Vineyard. Relax a little. We're all fine.
You're on vacation.
Pick up a Jubilee. No, it's not called that. It's called a julep.
Mint julep.
A mint julep, or a gin and
like horse racing.
A greyhound.
Greyhound's a dog.
No, greyhound is a drink, right? Gin and Sprite, vodka and grapefruit. That's what I said.
That sounds delicious.
God, don't you know who I am? Ugh.
What the hell is this about?
What are you doing?
Bet you had a meeting.
It was canceled. Do we need to have a conversation about respecting each other's privacy?
Might be an awkward conversation, considering.
Considering what?
You want to tell me what this is about?
That was a clip from the hit soap Days of Our Lives, and joining us now from the show, of course, is Mary Beth Evans and Freddie Smith. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Now, I was in your second home. I was on the set of Days of Our Lives last week, and I'm sorry I missed you guys.
I heard you were there. I'm really bummed. Yeah, we weren't there.
But it was great. 50 years, over 50 years, this show has been on the air. How do you keep your characters relevant in your minds? What would you say?
I mean, I give homage to the producers, writers who continue to write compelling, interesting storylines, and then we're kind of the instrument that goes in and, you know, and brings it to life. And
we're also,
so,
it's such a fast-moving train, really. You know, we have so much dialogue to memorize, and we get there, and whatever we bring is what is there. And it's so great because the producers and everybody know these characters so well too, and they can come in there and give you. But remember, he's your nephew, and this is your thing, and da-da-da. So they'll also kind of remind us. Oh yeah, bring the heart, bring the connections, bring all that in. We have an incredible producing team.
What's the craziest thing a fan has ever done to get your guys' attention?
Oh, wow.
I have.
I was going to say, it's probably more for you than me.
I wouldn't call it crazy. I think it's actually super awesome. Someone got a tattoo of my face on their arm.
Wow.
That's a good one. That's a good story.
When you know you've officially made it. When someone gets your face tattooed.
I haven't had that happen.
It was really cool. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And it was like, wow.
What did you do for them? Did you take them out to dinner?
She actually lives in France, so that was impossible. But I appreciate the gesture. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and look at, you remember her.
Yeah.
For me, it's always really cool that the fans come, especially on these events, which is so fun for us to meet people, of how many people name their kids Kayla.
Really?
There's so many Kaylas, which is really, I mean, what bigger compliment is that?
Wow,
Except for the tattooing, maybe. But
those are two great answers. I wasn't even expecting that. Have you guys ever fanboyed out or fangirled out over a certain celebrity that you might have seen in Hollywood?
I definitely do. I have a lot of I've seen Mark Wahlberg a few times just driving around. He's like so cool. I follow him on Instagram now.
Me too.
He's just like so cool. But I'll like see him and he gave me a nod one day. And I was like, yeah. I was like, we're gonna work together one day. I can feel it.
He's super inspirational, right?
Yeah, he's a great guy. So I've seen him a couple times driving around. I haven't actually like met him or shook his hand, but I was like, ooh, like you get excited.
Well, I'm kind of fanning out over you guys, so thank you guys so much for stopping by the Daily Blast Studios.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are the best, right? I want to thank Mary Beth Evans and Freddie Smith for stopping by. Be sure to watch Days of Our Lives weekdays on NBC, and if you're in the Denver area tomorrow, be sure to stop by the Days of Our Lives fan event. You can meet these two as well as many of your other cast members at the Park Meadows Retail Resort, which I think is another word for mall. Yeah. All right, thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
We are live. Raquel Villanueva has news at the moment.
Got more soap opera news, Jeff. Fans of All My Children, listen up. Susan Lucci is coming back to the small screen. A new report out on soaps.com says Lucci is partnering with Hallmark for a new series. So from 1970 to 2011, she played the legendary Erica Kane on All My Children. Now she'll star in a new mystery series. And speaking of mysteries, we don't know much else about the show yet, but I'll keep you posted when we do.
Ooh, thank you, Raquel. Well, it's National Spoil Your Dog Day, and you can bet we're celebrating here at DBL. Brandon London has that story, and it's coming in hot.
That's right. People love their dogs. I mean, love their dogs. And today is even more of a day to spoil them. So treat your furry friend to a spa day. Give them a groom or take them to an actual dog spa. Some places even offer massages and aromatherapy. Let your dog pick out their own toy today. Let your best friend wander the aisles at the pet store and pull whatever they want off the shelf. Lastly, throw a pup party. Put something in your backyard, bring your friends over, and have them bring their dogs over as well. Here at DBL, our hosts have some pretty amazing dogs, and let's check them out. Tori, Sam, Erica, Al, and Bo love and spoil their dogs. Oh, so cute, so cute. Now, DBL Nation, what are you going to do to spoil your dogs today? Let us know.
Oh, I like it when Brandon says they're so cute, so cute. They are. All right, how well do you know what went down in pop culture this week? Think you know enough to beat our hosts in our DBL Trivia Showdown? Go to dblvote.com right now. Play along with us. We'll be right back.
Hey gang, Tori Shulman here from Daily Blast Live.
We're live!
We are trending all summer long.
Do you guys see the resemblance?
Diving into the latest stories to keep you cool. Make a splash. Join the conversation with Daily Blast Live.
Hello everyone, it's Friday. It's Brookway here in the DBL Digital Lounge. Tori's on her way.
What's going on, guys?
Tori, you have great skin.
Oh, thanks.
And I think you probably already do all of this.
What is it?
But people are saying that you need to really take care of your skin in the summer more so than other months because you're outside, you have a lot of dirt on your face, you have the sun hitting your face. So this article from the Baylor College of Medicine gives you great tips to start the school year with fresh skin. And also work. Just normal people going to work, not just kids. But Kim Chang, she's one of their estheticians. She says to use face masks. Those really help you out a lot. Yep, and exfoliate the skin, use moisturizer, and I know we have something great that goes with that.
Charcoal thing that is on, what is it called? The Pro Noir.
Pro Noir?
Pro Noir activated charcoal peel-off mask. It's a... It's charcoal.
It's charcoal, and what charcoal does? What? is it sucks out bad stuff from the skin. So it's almost like a vacuum cleaner. It takes out blackheads, it takes out whiteheads, it takes out pink heads. It's awesome, and you get to see them. So charcoal is excellent. If you go to morningsave.com/dailyblastlive, you can get it, and they're great for your skin. And how much? It usually goes for $100. Ooh, that's a lot. But 2 for what? Should we do under $20? Let's do $18 for
That's
2.
crazy. Now, just shy of going to your backyard grill and taking that charcoal and trying to do this.
This is a better idea.
This is way better.
Way better idea.
Yes. Now, did you have problem skin in college?
I had problem skin hormonally, like time of a month, and right here. So I put charcoal just here, and I don't tell my husband sometimes. And I'll walk in and be like, "Oh my God, she's got a beard." A little, just a goatee.
You look like a '90s rock
Soul
band,
patch
like
moment.
Smash Mouth lead singer kind of.
Somebody wants me. We also use SPF a lot, and what do you call it?
Sproof. So go to morningsave.com/dailyblastlive and cash in on the charcoal exfoliant deal.
2 for 18. Get 1 for yourself. Give one to a gift. It's $9.
Then you can both have goatees together and walk around town.
And then you can be like a pirate ship sketch. Let's do it.
It's Friday! That can only mean one thing. It's time for DBL Trivia Showdown. The week in pop culture, of course. And today's showdown is between, and Brandon, I want you to act this out. He is a former NFL football player. He knows how to throw that ball like no one else. And he's got a cute touchdown dance. It's Brandon London! And of course, he is a bad dada jada. I don't know what that means.
Quit pulling your sister's hair.
He has a new baby on the way.
Hey.
And he can flip his hair like no one else. It's Jeff, new daddy Schroeder.
Not yet.
Almost. And of course, all of you viewers at home, go to dblvote.com and play along. Questions will appear on your device, and the winning viewer will win. Do you want to model it,
Sure.
Jeff? A #Genius T-shirt. Cute, Jeff. Work it. Work it.
All right.
Okay.
We got it.
All right, we get it. All right, let's get to it. All right, question number 1. This sea goddess was stripped. Let me find it. Here it is. This sea goddess was stripped of her crown after winning big at which festival? I got to read all 3. Maine Lobster Festival, Rhode Island Bass, Massachusetts Farm. That was Brandon.
He went in first.
What was it?
Maine.
Good. That's him. Yep, that's you. The Maine Lobster Festival, 18-year-old Taylor Hamlin lost her sash and crown when photos resurfaced of her holding a marijuana cigarette and a different photo of her holding a vaping device.
Asterisk next to that point.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. It's 1-0. Brandon ahead. Which singer accused Beyonce of stealing her dance moves? Was it Iggy Azalea, Azalea Banks, or Rita Ora? That's you, Jeff.
Azalea Banks.
Yes, correct. Question number 3.
1-0.
We are tied. 1-1. No, we're tied. 1-1.
Let the moderator do her job.
Thank you, Brandon. People attending a Mariners game got an eyeful when somebody took the field. A protester, an angry fan, or a streaker? That's Jeff again.
Oh, I can't take my clothes off, but a streaker.
Okay, please don't.
Do it.
That's right. That's 2-1, Jeff. Okay, question number 4. This week, President Trump took shots at which basketball player? Was that Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, or LeBron James? That's you.
That'll be LBJ, LeBron James.
LBJ, yep. He's correct. It looks like we got a tie, folks. Question number 5. Schools in South Carolina are giving students the day off for which concert? Queen Bee, Bruno Mars, or Christina Aguilera? That's Jeff.
Oh, I went in a little early.
Asterisk by his.
Okay, so now you guys are even. What's the answer?
I know it.
It's Beyonce.
Okay, good job. Beyonce Jeff wins! 3-2!
I'm going to give myself an asterisk. I'll say tie.
Okay, so then we have a tiebreaker.
No participation trophies at DBL.
All right, let's tie. Let's tie.
How many cities, so the closest without going over, how many cities in the UK and Europe did Jay-Z and Beyonce hit for their On the Run stadium tour?
Okay, just closest to it.
Closest to it.
Can't go over? All right, on 3, just say it. 1, 2, 3, 25.
12, you said?
Yep.
It's 15. Brandon London! He's the winner! Touchdown dance! Touchdown dance! Good job, Brandon. That's okay, Jeff.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh,
excuse me,
sore
sir.
loser.
I like the hair flip at the beginning.
Thanks, buddy.
Good job.
Welcome to DBL. Welcome to DBL.
And then the winning viewer, excuse me, Jeff, you're in the way, Nicholas Little.
I'm leaving.
Thank you, Nicholas Little. We'll be right back. Congrats, Brandon. I said we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
Guys, we can, but why don't we talk about what you're going to do this weekend?
That's a better idea. So, excuse us, just boss man. So we have very exciting news. I am going on a hike again. So I have not been scared of the hikes. It has not put me off of the hikes.
This is the new thing. We should probably
tape it.
Tape a little.
Yeah, Jason. We go through Meyer Ranch. It's a beautiful meadow. It's in Morrison, Colorado, and then you go into a forest, and you're using some of your. I'm hiking. He knows I don't usually move, so this is a very big deal. Baby steps. And you do go on a quick incline, and again, I did think I was going to stop, but another child barely was running towards me, so I thought she could do it. I could do it.
Someone on a wheelchair.
Literally a unicyclist was coming through.
God bless him.
Throwing and juggling fire lamps. I'm going on that. I'm also going to go to the public library to get some new books. I'm on to a new self-help book, which I think we're talking about in this segment. It is by Brene Brown. I don't know if you guys know Brene Brown, but I think she's a great writer, and I like Pema Chodron, so I'm going to do a little reading on Sunday.
You're really kind of taking stock of yourself, it seems like, during the weekends. You got the cross-stitching going on, you got the self-help books.
Now, here's the deal with the cross-stitching. Update, it's a lighthouse in a sunset. Accidentally, first cross-stitch, by the way, the lighthouse is about 8 stitches too far over.
How'd that happen?
Well, because I don't know how to cross-stitch. So now, it's a fat bottom, because I've just added stuff.
There's fat lighthouses.
And then the lighthouse leans, and it gets shorter, but to the side.
Not often crooked. But
It's a crooked lighthouse.
Stubby ones.
And then the tire swing on the side looks.
Why don't you just make it an Italian Leaning Tower of Pisa scene?
That's exactly what it is. That's what I'm going to make.
That's what you can just.
That's what I'm making. And then I went to Michael's to get more needlepoint to start over because this doesn't look good. They don't have any. So if any of you are 80,000 years old and like to cross stitch, where do you get your cross stitch patterns?
Listen, cross stitching is coming back. I remember. Yeah.
Is
it's a big thing in LA. The stitch and
yeah, it's circles. Like when you want to do like hit it, baby.
Right.
But you do it in cross
stitch. And then you do exactly or vulgar.
It's vulgar. It's better than hit me, baby.
Yeah.
That was weird.
But
so I'm gonna try doing that. So I'm just learning seed beads.
I would love to see other people's cross stitching, so you can give Tori some tips because she also cross-stitched a tire swing that looks like a
piece of toast. It's square. How do you do a circle on a square?
It's a square tire swing.
I can't figure that out.
She also went like way out of the line, and we were all wondering. Brooks and I were like, "How many hours did it take for you to get to that point to not realize?"
It was not good. So we're gonna stitch this up here. You guys, let me know. We're gonna get some patterns because I'm having some problems.
Butterick patterns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to DBL. Well, we love sharing your comments, DBL Nation. Erica, what do you got for us?
Well, they're all about our conversation about the NFL kneeling. John V says, team, you continue to impress us all day, every day. A very difficult conversation done with class, respect, and professionalism. Ben31 says, thank you, Daily Blast Live, for having this difficult conversation on the air. Doing the right thing sometimes is not always popular, but never waver. Love you guys. Carrie Hill says, and this is why we like DBL, honest, real, raw conversations. And Marty Goldman, wow, this show is raw and awesome. Showing emotion like this and being this passionate about the cause will allow people like me to change their mind.
Whew.
Yeah. Tough show, but very necessary.
Yeah, very tough show, but that's why I love what I do, and I love you guys, man.
Love you guys, and we love you, DBL Nation. Thank you so much for your comments. We're always listening. Well, the stories never stop. We don't either. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Keep the conversation going, and happy Friday. Everybody have a fantastic, safe weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
I think it helps people see a different side of cancer, a different side of mastectomy. You know, there's the fearful side, and then there's the I'm not going to let this stop me side. I found the lump the week of my 35th birthday. You know, I don't have any genetic history in my family bloodline for breast cancer. So like any healthy 35-year-old, I thought it was anything other than cancer. So about a month after that, I started chemo. There were moments, especially in the beginning, where the fear of it all was just so overwhelming that I got visions of my funeral service. And when I caught myself in that thought, I just got out of it and I said, absolutely not. Like, what the heck are you doing? There are just too many good things around me. I'm just choosing to be happy. I'm choosing joy. You know, I had already had my first chemo treatment and I knew that my hair would be falling out. And I said, no, the chemo is not taking my hair. I'm taking my hair, darn it. So we had a shaving party. It was just a way to kind of grab cancer by the you-know-what and say, not today, nope. So on March 15th, I had a lumpectomy. After the lumpectomy, you know, they did a bunch of lab work on what they took, and it was determined that they by no means got it all, and that I would have to go in for the mastectomy. So I was just getting kind of nervous. I think it helped.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, August 10th. Yes, finally, we've reached the weekend, and we are a live show. We have a lot to get to, a lot of great stories. Let's get started. The NFL preseason kicked off last night, and so did the protests. Several players took a knee, and some raised a fist, like Philadelphia Eagles captain Malcolm Jenkins. Here's what he said after the game about his decision.
You know, those people who do this work day to day, that is the ugly grind of fighting, you know, against systems of oppression. They draw motivation and you know, inspiration from seeing us on this stage.
Well, President Trump tweeted about the protests this morning, saying, quote, the NFL players are at it again, taking a knee when they should be standing proudly for the national anthem. Numerous players from different teams wanted to show their outrage, in quotes, at something that most of them are unable to define. He goes on to say, quote, find another way to protest, stand proudly for your national anthem, or be suspended without pay. Now, before we discuss, we're so lucky to have our newest member on DBL be a former NFL player. Brandon London, also you're a Super Bowl champ. So Brandon, you can really provide some context here. President Trump alluded to the fact, not even alluded, he pretty much said that the players don't know why they're outraged, they don't know why they're protesting. So can you speak to the players and why they're protesting?
Yeah, I mean, it's social injustice. It's not about the anthem. It's not about the military. It's not about the American flag. This is a game that's been, that players have been able to get out of hoods, been able to get out of bad neighborhoods and help family members, friends. So with everything that's going on, I just want us to get back to using football and sports to bring us together. And Colin Kaepernick, through the taking a knee, has had the awareness part go down. Now it's time to bring light to the actual action.
So Brandon, you're also your father and grandfather are, you know, they're veterans, correct?
Well, my father was a police officer before he turned into a football coach, and my grandfather
was a veteran.
Well, yeah, he's in the Air Force, was in the Air Force, and fought in the Vietnam War.
So can you speak a little bit to that then? Would you, if you were playing, would you kneel? And even if you decided not to kneel, would you take issue with your fellow players for kneeling?
No, I would kneel. I would stand up. And before Black Twitter and Black people would come at me and call me an Uncle Tom and all that, I'm going to stand up for the flag. I don't necessarily have to put my hand over my heart, but I'm going to stand up. And if some of my teammates were taking a knee, I would probably put my arm around them because we're a brotherhood. And at the end of the day, I'm 6'4", I ran a 4.5, and I could catch a football. That allowed me to play in the NFL and see and experience things that people from back home would never experience or get to see. But if I couldn't do that, how would I be treated? You know?
As a black man in America. Thank you so much, Brandon. And stand by just in case you want to chime into this conversation. Al, What do you think about all this?
I'm just surprised Brandon was able to articulate himself. According to our president, I mean, he didn't even understand what he's talking about, but he sounded pretty knowledgeable. We have to decide what conversation we're going to have and when we're going to have it. We constantly, with the kneeling thing, we get diverted and we start talking about our vets. We start talking about the military. Most black men, like Brandon, like myself, most of our fathers, that's how they put their family through school. That's how they went to college.
GI Bill.
Was through the GI Bill. Yep. So let's stop acting like black people aren't patriots and brown people aren't patriots. If you want to have the discussion about vets, we can have that discussion. If you want to have the discussion about police brutality, which no one wants to have, which about black men being killed with no repercussions, we can have that one. But we have to decide which one we're going to have. If you want to sit here and call names, call people dumb, call people stupid, we can do that. We can waste our time. Or we can be adults and actually do something that I feel like this generation of adults, as caretakers of this planet, before we go on and we bequeath this to our children, maybe we can actually stand up and do something we're proud of, rather than having Twitter and message board fights. If we want to talk about our vets, let's go there. We do nothing for them.
Well then, Bo, what do you think the answer is here? Because clearly we're a nation divided right now, and we all have different perspectives here on this panel. So how do we galvanize the nation on this issue that I know is near and dear to your heart too?
It is, because I've sung the anthem many, many times, and I would never create any distraction while I was singing. I think what it boils down to is about respect. I don't think it's always so much about the veterans or the flag. I think it is about respect. The same way if I'm sitting next to a fan and he's chugging beer and talking during it, I'd say, would you please stop that? That's disrespectful. That's what it is to me. I'll say this. I don't think President Trump needed to inject himself in this conversation in the way that he did. Here's what my tweet would have been, and I'll run this by y'all. If players are willing to risk their careers to protest social justice, why not join me in solving them? And the reason why I say that is this. President Trump recently had a summit for prison reform with a largely black community. The First Step Act is a big step in the right direction for prison reform. Alice Marie Johnson was just pardoned by Kim Kardashian, and he asked NFL players, who else do you recommend for clemency? These are things that I see the president doing that are in a positive direction. So I don't want to focus on so much about the problem as much as the solution and how we can move forward. Brandon and I auditioned together to get this job, and he and I have had some conversations about this. Brandon, what is your take on how we can move forward? Did what I just say make any sense? Do you like the direction of that?
It makes a lot of sense, but it's going to be hard for guys like Malcolm Jenkins, guys like Colin Kaepernick, who've been blackballed, and Eric Reed, who's been blackballed, to want to sit down face to face with someone who calls them a sons of B. That's going to be hard. But at the same time, it's not. The awareness is there. The broad awareness. Now it's time to shed light into what these guys are doing in our communities to make these things, make other people's lives better.
And I personally would like to see more of that, Brandon. What you talked about with the Giants and showing the players going around with police doing ride-alongs, I think that's great. And it doesn't need to be relegated to a small platform. I think the NFL needs to get on that too.
I just want to say something. I know we might have to go. I agree with what you're saying, Bob, but what you did was you just read a hypothetical tweet. You said, if President had tweeted
That's
this,
what I would do.
Yes, but what he did tweet was he was insinuating that they're too stupid to understand what they're doing. This comes on the heels of earlier this week, he told LeBron James, who's about to be a billionaire before the age of 35, that he's stupid. He called a lot of white people stupid too. He called Don Lemon the dumbest man on TV.
He's called a lot of people stupid that he disagrees with.
He's accused Maxine Waters of being stupid. This is a narrative when he deals with black people. So when we start talking about...
I take issue with that, because that's an incorrect statement. He's called Karl Rove dumb 5 times. He's called Lindsey Graham stupid. He's called Robert De Niro low IQ.
But what Al is saying is, if you want respect on one side, our president should give respect on the other side.
Right, and my opinion is that I don't think he should have injected himself in the conversation.
The other thing I'll say, I agree, is that protests are not meant for you guys to be comfortable. Protests are meant for us to be so uncomfortable that we make change. People didn't want people to do a sit-in. They didn't want freedom riders of the 1960s. Guess what? The Civil Rights Act came because of those people. So I believe that protests should be uncomfortable.
And it makes us talk about it, right? And that's what we want, is conversation, discussion, and that's exactly what we're doing here at DBL. Well, we are live. Let's get right to Brett Forrest. His news at the moment. What's going on, Brett?
Hey, Sam. New today, 4 women are suing Nike in a class-action federal lawsuit. The suit alleges unequal pay, violating state and U.S. equal pay laws, and a toxic work environment allowing sexual harassment. The women are all former employees of the sports apparel company. This follows reports earlier this year of gender pay disparities and bad management, and Nike fired 11 executives back in March and April after those reports surfaced.
Wow. Tori.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that you can make sense of this.
Yeah, I just think brands now have to be, and I don't mean the word to give meaning political, but you have to be thoughtful of your brand. Zappos is very fair. Amazon has come down. So Nike has a bad burden with not only their females, but people who they're working for, who's making their sneakers. Yep. So Nike, before you go out and say just do it, you should do it yourself.
Wow. Yeah, set the example, right? All right, Erica Cobb, what's coming up next on Daily Blast Live?
Well, you got to keep your eyes on the skies this weekend. We'll tell you the best time to catch the Perseid meteor shower. Calling all soap opera fans, Jeff Schroeder sits down with some of the biggest stars from Days of Our Lives. Plus, Al Jackson channels his inner Ricky Ricardo at the Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz Museum. If you're a Lucy superfan, you'll definitely want to stick around. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. We're reading your comments on air next.
Brandon, come on over here. Okay,
we appreciate that because I felt we were doing it. We're going to keep going in the break, you guys. What Jacob Henry just wrote us. I love DBL. Your show is great, powerful, informative, and you voice your opinions, each of you, with the viewers. I love you, DBL, and all the viewers. And I think today has been such a good example of what Sam really thought of for this entire show. Let's have discourse. Let's not yell at each other.
Right.
So what did you think about, and this is my thought, having more awareness on police brutality? A lot of our fans are writing and saying they never knew it was about black men being killed by police. That's why they're kneeling.
How did the narrative get lost?
That's what I'm asking. And how do we get the narrative back? Because I think it has been lost too.
Well, I think the narrative, they've done their job with the awareness. Guys, you've done your jobs with the awareness. Now we need to push getting eyes and ears and getting people aware of what these guys are actually doing in their community.
I would disagree with you that the awareness is there, because I think people think it's about disrespecting the military and the flag, and it's so far from that. But the message has not been, Martin Luther King Jr. was so good at making a message go across. I don't think Kaepernick has done enough vocally to let me know, if I don't know what's going on, that you're not just kneeling on the flag, and that's his prerogative.
Because fans will look at that, and I mean, this is, I'm not going to speak for every fan, because clearly people ripped me on this before, but fans look at that demonstration and all of a sudden they shut off. It no longer becomes about what conversation.
Right.
It's, I think he's just, and then once you disrespect, it's like when you disrespect someone in your family, it's like, I'm not paying attention to the word you say. So, and that's a lot of people, okay? So I can differentiate that and I can say, I see what Brandon's saying, but there's a lot of people that can't do that. So the challenge is how to get the message out.
Could Kaepernick be doing more? Could Malcolm Jenkins be doing more?
They're doing more.
But are they vocally
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about it.
Because we're just talking about the kneeling,
We're talking about the kneeling.
Yeah.
The media they're not covering that. The $100,000 scholarship.
So you hold the media largely responsible for purporting this entire fight.
It's clickbait. It's clickbait.
That's a great point.
I hold, and this is interesting, I hold Jenkins and Kaepernick responsible for getting that message across to the media. If they're spinning it, spin it back. Find a way. Get it out there.
What I told Brandon is, I was like, why does the camera have to focus on the kneeler? Can't they just focus on something else? He said, because they want to show
the protest. That's your platform.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We are continuing coverage on the NFL protests. Viewers at home have been sending us comments nonstop about the story, so let's get straight to their comments and what you guys are telling us as we speak. Let's look at Frida. Frida writes to us on Facebook, help people with your own money and time. Our veterans take bullets for their brothers. Yes, it is against our veterans and our flag. What other country would allow this? Let's get in one more comment. Key Jackson on YouTube says, we are in America. They are practicing their freedoms. We all should be allowed to do so. We should not even allow it to become an interference when it comes to America's love for NFL. And one more comment. Nancy Sawyer writes, protest on your own time. You are ruining it for sports fans.
Hey, Al, I got a question for you just because I know we've had a respectful dialogue about this. Is there a reason why in the NBA, like with LeBron, NHL, MLB, why all those guys stand? Because there's certain policies that allow them to and some prohibit it. I'm curious why this may have been relegated to the NFL? What is it about the NFL specifically? Because everybody, you know, social justice appeals to everyone.
NBA does allow people to wear shirts like I can't breathe.
Right, but the standing is a policy there, so I'm curious why you think it might be just in football and not in the others in terms of demonstration.
Well, the NBA changed their policy. There was a guy named Chris Jackson who changed his name to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. He was a player out of LSU in the early 90s, and he refused to stand for the pledge, and he was blackballed. And so the NBA changed their policy since then, and so you see a more reflective league. I believe the leagues reflect their owners, reflect their commissioners. The commissioner of the NBA is a more liberal human being. He allows his players to protest the way that they deem fit.
Like in pregame and stuff?
Right. He allows them to kind of let them do what they want. You look at the NFL's commissioner, which is
Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell. He's more of a, you know, conservative owner, and I think the league reflects that, and its fans reflect that. Let's be honest about what we're talking about here. The NBA has more of a diverse fan base than the NFL. When I go to NFL games, I went to 3 last year, went to Super Bowl last year, I'm often the only black man in my section. You know, there are more black men on the field than there are in the stadium, and especially when you go to college football games. I mean, I went to the Alabama-Clemson game. It's nothing but white people there. Like football, especially college football and pro football, it's a white fan base. African Americans tend to go towards basketball, and so our athletes feel they demonstrate a different way because they don't need to make their feelings as heard as the NFL players do, because there's so few of them, except for the ones that are on the field entertaining you. And as soon as they stop entertaining you, you guys stop caring about what they do. You don't care that most of these guys go off and have CTE. Most of these guys are broke by the time that their bodies are broken. We don't worry about taking care of their health full time. You don't really care about these athletes. When they're done entertaining, you don't want to hear anything from them. So be honest about what we're talking about here. Not you. I'm saying the general public. It has a shut up and dribble.
I'm just thinking about like Dak Prescott, for instance, has said he does not think it's the time.
Oh, there's always one. Well done, Dak.
But like,
that's right, boy.
How about Wayne Simmons and Joel Ward in the NHL? There's no policy for NHL players to stand. They have 2 anthems that they play. I realize it's largely a white fan base, but those are 2 African American players in the league, and they decided, they thought about it, and they said, we don't think that we should do it. They had every right to do it, and they could have done it, and I don't know whether they'd be, you know, booed or not. I'm not sure, but they had every right to do that. And I'm just curious why some of these players have decided, African American players in other leagues have decided not to do that.
Well, I don't know anything about Wayne Simmons in the NHL, but I mean, it's a largely dominated white sport.
He's a great player.
We have to continue the conversation. I'm sorry, but we got to move on. But in the next break, let's continue this conversation. Clearly, there is a lot to unpack. Yep. But there's other things going on in this world. Like, you want to hear about an epic meteor shower happening this weekend? Brandon London has that story coming in hot.
That's right, Sam. The Perseid meteor shower will give you a chance to see a sky full of shooting stars tomorrow and Sunday. Now, the star show happens each year between July 17th and August 24th, but the best nights to watch are this weekend. Expect to see around 60 to 70 meteors per hour between 3 and 5 a.m. local time, and I suggest getting away from city lights to get the best view. And get this, no special equipment or eyewear is needed. And fellas, it sounds like a romantic date night with the wife or the girlfriend or the significant other, if you guys can stay up till 3 a.m. So DBL Nation, will you be watching?
Ooh, that cancels me out, 3 a.m. I'm back.
All right, so we want to look good, but we don't want to look like we're trying to look good. Am I right? So tell me what's going on here.
So this has been trending for a little bit now. It's fresh face.
The nude look.
It's a nude look where it looks like you're not wearing makeup, but you are wearing things that.
It's not this look, because this is chiseled. With like plaster.
That's stage makeup.
Yeah, it really is Frankenstein Halloween.
It's stage makeup. So Pop Sugar is giving us the tips and tricks on how to give yourself a natural look without really using a whole lot of product.
I want to know all about this.
So step 1 is have a good base. You want to make sure you're moisturized. Obviously washing your face, washing all of the chemicals, any sort of previous makeup that you might have. Make sure you get your mascara off. It is so freaking important to do that. Because
you look like you've just run in the rain.
Yep,
I mean,
exactly. Like, make sure you get that off. Number 2 is find a product that does it all. I find that BB cream is really great.
And I like the CC cream.
Yeah, so the number 3 is subtly define your eyes with a tight eyeliner on your waterline.
If you guys don't know, the waterline is going to be kind of weird, but I'm going to just show you because I'm 100. Right here is the waterline, and if you go really lightly right in here, not underneath, but right in that waterline where the water hits the eye, it can really define it, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Especially when your entire face is going to be nude anyway. You're gonna, you don't want eye holes, you want eyes.
Again, not
sense. And then you're gonna define your lashes, again, to define that you have eyes, and find your nude to define that you have lips and not a mouth hole.
That's really good that we don't have a mouth hole. Guys, we have a Skin Clinical Reverse Anti-Aging Light Therapy. It's usually $275. It's too rich for my blood.
Yes.
But we're giving it away.
Might as well.
71% off. It's $79.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Sam just got this done.
Yeah, so DBL Nation, let us know what your normal makeup routine is. It takes me about 20 to 30 minutes to get ready, and that includes hair.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Al Jackson recently visited the grand opening of the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York. He couldn't visit Lucille Ball's hometown without visiting the Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz Museum. Check this out.
Covering the National Comedy Center grand opening has been a blast. I read legendary funny man George Carlin's notes. I saw the puffy shirt from Seinfeld, but when you're in Jamestown, New York, home of the Lucille Ball, there's only one more place I have to check out. And if I'm gonna act like a tourist, I might as well dress like one too. Let's go check out the Lucy and Desi Museum. I Love Lucy went off the air over 60 years ago, but still continues to define today's sitcoms. World famous professor costume. And I think we all have had professors that dress like this. If your professor was Colonel Sanders. Things have obviously changed. Usually we see Tori or Sam dressed in something like this, but Lucy did it first, guys. Sorry to break the news to you, because I can't believe I'm on the actual set of I Love Lucy. Lucy, I'm home.
Ricky, is that you? Boy, am I glad to see you. Ooh.
I stopped at the bank today. They showed me this.
But Ricky, that's the check I write to the beauty parlor every month.
Yeah, but they don't always come with a note on the back. Dear teller, be a doll and put this through next month.
Well, I guess we know why they call them tellers. Ooh.
Thank you.
I want to give a big shout out to Jeray and Coco. They really did hair and makeup as Lucille Ball phenomenally well. But I made her very weird.
No, you
was
did perfect. I thought it was good. I just want to give a shout out to all the people in Jamestown. They all watch DBL. I mean, yes, big fans of Jamestown, New York. Thank you guys. I'll be back at the pub. Love you guys there. Good food.
That's so cool.
I feel like you just lived your best life.
There was a bucket list I got to cross off, just so you know.
All right, coming up on Daily Blast Live, Justin Bieber has feelings too, and he's not afraid to show them. Why should he? But what's got him all choked up, huh? And introducing Bo Davidson. We'll learn more about one of our newest hosts and find out what he's really passionate about. That's coming up next.
Yes.
Promotional consent.
Happy Friday.
Oh my God, I forgot. Every time you say it, it's like
so
a little
exciting,
gift,
isn't
it?
Somebody asked me if I was going to Palm Springs.
I kind of feel like you are Palm Springs.
Kind of in Palm Springs right now in my mind. It's
I'm
still
like,
summer.
It's mid-century
tropical
Danish
Friday.
architecture, and it's great sun.
But I think Brett has a great story for us about getting sleep and how to do it.
Yeah, so people like me, I cannot fall asleep without sounds going.
Oh, okay.
If there's a silent room, I cannot sleep.
You like the caw-caw! No, I'm just kidding.
No, I didn't say that. So there's this Reddit post asking people their favorite things to go to sleep to, different sounds, and so there's a good list here. Someone says listen to old episodes of Bob Ross's painting shows.
That's coming.
That's a great idea. That would really make
Happy
me fall
little
asleep pretty
accidents.
well.
Happy little accidents.
Yeah, another one is downloading audio version of holy books. That would be an interesting one.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably learn a bit about different religions that way. Yeah.
I listen to Buddhist books while I fall asleep.
Or if it's like me going to church on a Sunday, sometimes I do fall asleep.
Bad Brad. Bad Brad.
And then Planet Earth.
Another good show.
Yeah, one is Planet Earth with David
That's cute.
Attenborough's voice. I used to do this actually growing up. I'd
Yeah.
put it on at home and then fall asleep.
The
during
monkeys
summer.
have migrated to the wilderness.
Yeah, right to sleep.
Were there any shows that you had that you were favorite to fall asleep to?
Well, just like Jeff, I really liked Curb Your Enthusiasm, which Jeff does a lot. He falls asleep
he
to
falls
that.
asleep to that.
The Larry David. I used to fall asleep to Frasier, and I'll tell you why. There was a glossiness to it,
Yeah,
and I would
yeah.
have rich, fancy dreams.
Oh wow!
Because he had that
Catalog
Eames.
dreams?
Yeah, he had that Eames chair.
Yeah.
So I liked falling asleep to Frasier.
Yeah, and I feel like I did for different reasons.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny because something else that can help you sleep is probably the bamboo pillows that we have on
love
sale at
these.
morningsave.com.
I love these. I could use this for my neck.
One of our coworkers took them home and loved them, but normally $120. Now 2 for $34 right now on morningsave.com.
I actually need some new pillows. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, bamboo pillows are all the rage. I don't know if you've ever tried them before.
I
but
have
they're
not.
pretty
Okay,
cool, which is kind of amazing. But yeah, normally $120, 2 for $34 right now at morningsave.com/dailyblastlive. So order them now, and by next weekend you'll be sleeping like on a pillow of clouds. Pillow of clouds.
Like you're listening to Planet Earth.
Just like you're listening to
Yeah.
Planet Earth or Bob Ross, which I think is the best one.
Yeah.
But are there any other stories over here, guys?
My story was just taken.
Oh. What was your story?
The lash enhancer.
Oh, the lash enhancers. Those are also on morningsave.com/dailyblastlive. Normally $100, 2 for $29 at Daily Blast.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. One of our newest hosts, Bo Davidson, has been with us for a few weeks now, but many of you are asking, who is he? What makes him tick? I don't know why I did that. We decided to get to the bottom of it. So everyone, meet Bo Davidson.
My name is Bo Davidson, but I was born Alan Brown Davidson III. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. I have no brothers and sisters. I'm an only child, which I know is, a lot of people say, well, that makes sense. My mom put me in classical Suzuki piano lessons at age 4. She gave me a toy piano as a Christmas gift. There are pictures of me dragging that piano into the bathroom and sitting on the toilet playing it. And have sung ever since. I went for 4 years to Northwestern and graduated, did a lot of musical theater. My girlfriend and I met, we'd like to say it was a better story than this, but it was through Bumble. This girl wrote me, because the girl has to first on Bumble, and she said, hey there, Wildcat. Well, I thought that was kind of like a compliment. She was referring to my school because we have the same school. Something I'm very passionate about is our armed forces and our veterans, and that inspired me to write a song called Blessed. Here are 5 things most people don't know about me. Number 1, I was classically trained in opera, which means I sing it professionally. But sometimes I sing it randomly in Walmart. You know that one? Oh. Number 2, I received the 2013 10 Outstanding Young Americans Award. It's an award that's given to 10 people every year under the age of 40. Some of my biggest heroes have won this award, people like Elvis Presley, my favorite quarterback, Peyton Manning. Number 3, I've appeared on a couple of soaps, such as Days of Our Lives, and guest starred on Bold and the Beautiful. I had a very small part in Gilmore Girls, and I didn't realize how big that show was. Hey, throw it back.
No!
I need my ball.
You need a couple of them, pal.
Number 4, I've starred on recent Hallmark and Up TV movies such as The Ultimate Legacy with Lee Merriweather, as well as Runaway Romance, where the great Tatum O'Neal plays my mom. And 5, I think I'm the only guy to have been able to get then candidate Donald Trump and Ben Carson on stage together for a performance, pretty darn good dad dancing. DBL Nation, I appreciate you welcoming me here. Thanks for getting to know Bo, and maybe Bo knows sometimes.
Ooh, yeah, Bo!
Bo knows sometimes. We got some good comments from you. Sorry, I can't move my neck. Daryl the boss, I slept funny. Daryl the boss says, it's so refreshing to get a new take on the issues. Welcome, Bo. Hashtag bossness.
Thank you.
Happy feet. Loves. Great to hear more about Bo. What's his favorite song to sing? Hashtag big fan. You've probably opera or Italian.
Well, the one that the clip was Nestor
Tori
Dorma.
said it for you. Because I know he sings with me. I love it.
I think he wanted me to sing. You want to do Celine Dion again?
Yeah, we're going to do that in the break. Yeah. And finally, Jennifer Bailey, what's your favorite thing about joining DBL?
The diversity of perspectives. I mean, we've had so many great discussions, including today. It's not often you can go in this type of environment and do it respectfully. I think we have.
Yes, we do. All right, here's what's coming up next on Daily Blast Live.
Caught on camera. A teenager survives being pushed off a 60-foot bridge. Should the person who shoved her be charged? Security alert! After airport screeners mistook sex toys for bombs. Shouldn't you put that stuff in your checked bags? And we are chatting with the stars of Days of Our Lives. All that and more when DBL returns.
We're getting our first look at Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay. Did we witness the death of Luigi? And ooh, IGN is in hot water. That's all next in the Jump Off. I'm Abby, welcome to the Jump Off. I'm here to keep you updated on everything in gaming, tech, and pop culture. So let's get started right now. We have our first look at Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay. The trailer gives a better look inside the Wild Wild West. As Outlaw Arthur Morgan, you can choose how to interact with the world. So will you be an upstanding citizen or a notorious gunslinger? The internet lost its mind when we all witnessed the death of Luigi. In the Smash Bros. Castlevania character reveal trailer, we literally saw his soul leave his body. But Nintendo is reassuring fans the Italian plumber will be okay. It would be cool to see Ghost Luigi as a support character in the new Smash Bros. IGN is being accused of plagiarizing a review for Dead Cells. The review's writer is accused of ripping that review from YouTube channel Boomstick Gaming. Boomstick later put up a video with a side-by-side comparison, and it's pretty clear most of the review is lifted, sometimes word for word. Can you believe this guy? IGN says that writer has been let go, they apologized, and they've taken down that review. But that's it for the Jump Off. I'm Abby, and as always, I'll be here every week with the latest gaming, tech, and pop culture news. We'll see you next time.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. We are a live show and we have a lot to get to, so let's dive right in. Now, this video is horrifying to watch. 16-year-old Jordan Holgerson tumbling off a bridge in Washington State. She said she was too scared to jump, so a friend pushed her. Doctors say the nearly 60-foot fall could have killed her. Now she is speaking out. Let's listen.
She was counting down, but I didn't think of anything of it. And I was like, no, like, don't count down. Like, I won't go if you count down. I'm not ready. And I think I might have fainted mid-air because I don't really remember the fall.
I have 5 broken ribs, and I have air bubbles in my chest, and I have a punctured lung.
Oh my gosh. Now, her mother says the friend who pushed her is an adult and should turn herself in. Police are still deciding if that person should face charges. Al, as a father of 3, how do you make sense of this?
I don't understand what the decision that the cops are making. I mean, let's say that
because it was not malicious intent.
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Yes.
There are neurologists that go on the stand at court, and they've said now that if your brain is not met prefrontal cortex measures, if you're 16, 17, 18, sometimes your brain doesn't know right or wrong, and they can get off because of that. So it depends on the age of this person in the courtroom. I don't think it depends. I think this is egregious. But it does depend if their prefrontal cortex knew right from wrong. People have gotten off for murder because of it.
I didn't hear any laughing in that.
No.
There wasn't. If they were goofing around, it's like, oh, Sam, I'm gonna do it, and somebody slips, or even if I had seen the person that pushed her kind of go over there, it's like, oh no, like kind of looking for her, trying to grab her. I'm looking at this differently. That was a hard push.
But we don't
meant
know
to
the
push her
moments that happened before that. And believe me, I am just playing devil's advocate here, but we don't know if they were goofing off before. If this adult, I'm hoping it's like 18, not 40, but if this 18-year-old thought she was being funny, it's not right, she should have known better, but should that lapse in judgment cost her years in behind bars?
I'll ask you guys this. Would it be any different if it was railroad tracks? If she pushed her in front of a train that was coming and just missed her and
I
grazed
get
her?
what you're saying, but I don't think a lot of people understand that falling into water is like hitting, like you said earlier, like concrete from that far up. Maybe she didn't know if this is indeed an 18-year-old. I don't know, but
I was thinking of like skydiving. Like if someone said, if you're going to count down, don't count, just push me out of it. Now, you're not going to risk the jeopardy that this girl did because how she fell could clearly have killed her. I mean, there's obviously no excuse for this, but Tori, are the charges only brought if the victim decides to press the charges?
You can.
Because it's her friend?
Yeah, if she decides to press charges, she can, but they will use, if it's an 18-year-old, there have been plenty of cases that people have gotten off because they don't think pushing her, she didn't know right from wrong. I don't agree with it, but it is a statement that unless you're about 25, the brain is not plasticized enough to actually know good from wrong. So that is where
we charge children as adults all the time.
Agreed. This is a brand new type of science that's come out in the last, I'd say, decade, and you're going to see a neurologist, if she's underage, say she didn't know that this was bad. I disagree with it, but that's a court case.
I mean, we all know at the age of 5 that you don't want to do a belly flop in the pool. A 5-year-old knows that because it hurts. So, like, don't tell me you didn't know that was going to work out poorly for her.
I agree. Well, we cannot stop talking about this next story. An entire terminal at the Berlin airport came to a standstill this week because security flagged something suspicious in a passenger's luggage. When asked about it, he said his bag contained, quote, technical stuff. But when they opened it up, well, they found a sex toy. He was allowed to continue on with his travels with his technical stuff tucked into his luggage. But we got to ask you.
Stop calling it technical stuff. It was a sex toy.
That's what
it was a marital aid.
Okay,
Sam.
don't tell. Obviously, you weren't listening. He called it technical stuff.
Okay.
I didn't come up with that.
All right.
He said it. Do you want to tell him
it's
that?
It's funnier if you say it.
But we got to ask, what stuff are you most embarrassed about security finding out in your bag? Hit us up, DBL Nation, at dblvote.com. Bo, what would you be most embarrassed about to find, TSA to find in your bag?
Certainly not technical stuff. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know what I would be embarrassed that would be in there.
I think some of my Spanx look like torture equipment, and they could be worried. I have a Squeam, and it looks like
that is kind of torture
it's a
for
little
women.
bit of a torture equipment. And I'd also be worried about medicines, only because I just don't like people knowing my business. So that makes me a little uncomfortable.
Al?
There used to be a show in LA that was at the Treasure Chest. It was a stand-up show. The Treasure Chest is a
it's called Pleasure
Chest. Not Chest, yeah. That's a strip club in Florida.
It's filled with technical stuff.
Yes, and when you get done with the show, they give you a prize pack. And one of them was, I don't know if I can say it, a flashlight, but not a flashlight.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Rob. And I had that, and first of all, I had it in my bag.
Oh my God.
And it didn't get pulled out, but I didn't realize till I got to where I was going, like, oh, I had this. It wasn't opened. I opened it. I'm just saying, there are worse ways to spend a night.
That's funny. All right, we got 43% technical stuff. Okay, so they'd be most embarrassed by sex toys.
Did you have a healthy sex life?
Thank you. It's normal.
You should be fine with technical stuff.
Yeah.
Perfectly
People
healthy.
would be happier with a little more technical stuff in their life.
Stop saying technical stuff. We're live. Brad Forrest with news at the moment.
Thank you, Sam. Emojis could be getting a much more inclusive and diverse makeover starting next year. The Unicode Consortium announced their shortlist for next year's emojis. And yes, there is a consortium in charge of creating emojis, in case you didn't know. This includes up to 55 combinations of gender and skin tone, as you can see on your screen there. The new emoji would be a standing person used to create the couples. You place two of them side by side, and then they'll merge holding hands. Other proposed emojis will also represent people with disabilities. The list will be finalized at a meeting next month.
Oh, I love this.
What's the new emoji for technical stuff, Al?
I think it's the same as it's always been. Yes. Find any produce. No, I was looking on my phone. I think there's a person in a wheelchair.
They just added the person in a wheelchair.
Added that one,
yeah, exactly,
Great.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, do you guys remember Missy Elliott's 2002 hit Work It? Let's refresh your memory just in case.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, well, every now and then someone wins the internet, am I right? And
Yes.
today, that person is Mary Halsey, a rehabilitation center worker in Rhode Island, and all she wants to do is put her thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Watch. That clip has definitely gone boom, and Scrub star Zach Braff tweeted it out. Curious about the ram's horn or shofar in her hand that's never explained. But more importantly, Missy Elliott herself reposted it. She writes, I just found out I have a funky white sister. She straight killed it, sound effects and all. Tori, you were really loving this.
I do, because a shofar is something Jews use to call people to service. It's a ram's horn, and it's supposed to blow, and you get people to come together on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. It's widely hilarious that she never mentioned why she has a shofar.
It's a euphemism for peace.
I think that's what it was.
In a way, she was calling people to service.
I think she was. You're absolutely.
Can I just say this as a dude? I feel like that song is like the first song I remember that was like just completely just united all women. Like all women love that song. Is that fair to say?
I think it's fair to say.
It's a good one.
I think it's good. Yep. Well, there are a few phrases that we admit to mixing up every day. I'm definitely queen of this. But a new list of the most common mistakes has us guessing today. So our producers
I love this.
made us a little quiz to see if we can spot the right phrase. Let's do it. Nip it in the butt or nip it in the bud? I know this one because I had to look it up.
I think it's bud with a D.
Yep. Bud. But I always thought it was butt until I looked it up. Okay?
Did you really?
Yeah, a long time ago. All right, the next one, hunger pains or hunger pangs? Pangs.
I think it's pangs with a G, right?
Yep, G.
Because you're like, gee, I'm hungry.
Let's see. Yep, we're right.
Okay.
And next question, please. You've got another thing coming or you've got another think coming?
Oh, I thought it was thing.
I think it's thing.
Yeah.
Thing.
Whoa, all of us are
I
guilty.
didn't know that. I didn't.
You got another
explanation
think
on that
coming?
one.
Like maybe you should
Another
rethink
opinion?
it. But that's
It was news to our producer, too.
poorly worded.
Wow,
Yeah.
you've got another think coming?
Maybe you should go have another thing.
I feel like someone's
When I say you go have another thought,
Someone's going to correct you if you use that one. They'll be like, it's thing. You'll be like, no, it's not, it's thing.
We need explanation.
yeah.
Erica Cobb.
We'll get to
tell
the
us-
bottom of it during the break.
Did you know that one, Erica Cobb?
I did not.
Yeah. Okay.
I learned something new every day here in DBL. And we've got a lot more fun coming up on Daily Blast Live. We're putting your pop culture trivia to the test in our DBL Trivia Showdown. Can you beat our hosts? Go to dblvote.com to play along live with us. But first, chatting with the stars goes soap opera. If you're a Days of Our Lives fan, you'll definitely want to stick around for this.
We are going to be doing bobbing for apples. You have 1 minute. We're going to do it at the same time. Oh no, my face is way too pretty.
We're going to do a dramatic reading now from Night Watch.
Night shift.
Right.
Bleeding in the left lower quadrant.
Tell Cat Scan we're coming as soon as he's tuned.
I'm losing his pulse. Okay, so we're just doing. So you hear everyone? Don't open it. Don't, for God's sake, save the children.
New sunscreen, it's Sea Star Sparkle. It's Sproof 50, so you're actually getting some protection from the sun.
SPF, by the way.
Okay, I say Sproof.
So today we're playing Big Mouth. Jeff and Tori each have a minute to guess trending headlines they can give to the other player.
You're freaking me out. Bill, you lost on your own question.
Yeah, I can't even remember my own dialogue.
Bill came in second.
Tori's gonna win. Similar.
Oh, it's big, guys.
You have it wrapped in your hand.
That is a pretty.
It looks just like that.
It does. It does. This is how it's done right here.
Hey everybody, it's Samantha Harris. Welcome to Dancing with the Hosts. That's right.
Puppies!
So why don't you go to the moon?
We watch me on Blind Date on YouTube. Oh, that's there. Excuse me, I'm gonna go find that.
We found the clip that you so embarrassing.
I make my jazz. So every time you watch
Started the date with Jordan Braun's jazz hands.
Everybody thought I don't know comics. Really ticks me off.
Favorite thing ever is emoji. Headline, today's headline with emojis. Jeff and I try to figure it out. Okay, Nestle paid for the rights to sell Starbucks. Sell Starbucks!
No, I want nothing to do with this, so I'm leaving.
We want to make sure you guys are informed because what is information? Power! And knowledge!
What the hell is this about?
What are you doing?
Thought you had a meeting.
It was canceled. Do we need to have a conversation about respecting each other's privacy?
Might be an awkward conversation, considering.
Considering what?
You want to tell me what this is about?
That was a clip from the hit soap Days of Our Lives, and joining us now from the show, of course, is Mary Beth Evans and Freddie Smith. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Now, I was in your second home. I was on the set of Days of Our Lives last week, and I'm sorry I missed you guys.
I heard you were there. I'm really bummed. Yeah, we weren't there.
But it was great. 50 years, over 50 years, this show has been on the air. How do you keep your characters relevant in your minds? What would you say?
I mean, I give homage to the producers, writers who continue to write compelling, interesting storylines, and then we're kind of the instrument that goes in and, you know, and brings it to life. And
we're also,
so, yeah.
It's such a fast-moving train, really. You know, we have so much dialogue to memorize, and we get there, and whatever we bring is what is there, and it's so great because the producers and everybody know these characters so well too, and they can come in there and give you. But remember, he's your nephew, and this is your thing, and da-da-da. So they'll also kind of remind us. Oh yeah, bring the heart, bring the connections, bring all that in. We have an incredible producing team.
What's the craziest thing a fan has ever done to get your guys' attention?
Oh wow.
I have.
I was gonna say it's probably more for you than me.
I wouldn't call it crazy. I think it's actually super awesome. Someone got a tattoo of my face on their arm.
Wow.
That's a good one. That's a good story.
When you know you've officially made it. When someone gets your face tattooed
I haven't had that happen.
It was really cool. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And it was like, wow.
What did you do for them? Did you take them out to dinner?
She actually lives in France, so that was impossible. But I appreciate the gesture. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and look at you remember her.
Yeah.
For me, it's always really cool that the fans come, especially on these events, which is so fun for us to meet people, of how many people name their kids Kayla.
Really?
There's so many Kaylas, which is really, I mean, what bigger compliment is that?
Wow,
Except for the tattooing, maybe, but.
Those are two great answers. I wasn't even expecting that. Have you guys ever fanboyed out or fangirled out over a certain celebrity that you might have seen in Hollywood?
I definitely do. I have a lot of I've seen Mark Wahlberg a few times just driving around. He's just, like so cool. I follow him on Instagram now.
Me too.
He's just like so cool. But I'll like see him and he gave me a nod one day. And I was like, yeah. I was like, we're gonna work together one day. I can feel it.
He's super inspirational, right?
Yeah, he's a great guy. So I've seen him a couple times driving around. I haven't actually like met him or shook his hand, but I was like, ooh, like you get excited.
Well, I'm kind of fanning out over you guys, so thank you guys so much for stopping by the Daily Blast Studios. Oh, yeah. These guys are the best, right? I want to thank Mary Beth Evans and Freddie Smith for stopping by. Be sure to watch Days of Our Lives weekdays on NBC, and if you're in the Denver area tomorrow, be sure to stop by the Days of Our Lives fan event. You can meet these two as well as many of your other cast members at the Park Meadows Retail Resort, which I think is another word for mall. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
We are live. Raquel Villanueva has news at the moment.
Some more soap opera news, Jeff. Fans of All My Children, listen up. Susan Lucci is coming back to the small screen. A new report out on soaps.com says Lucci is partnering with Hallmark for a new series. So from 1970 to 2011, she played the legendary Erica Kane on All My Children. Now she'll star in a mystery series. And speaking of mysteries, we don't know much else about this new show yet, but I'll keep you posted when we do.
Lucci.
Well, it's National Spoil Your Dog Day. You can bet we're celebrating here at DBL. Brandon London has the story coming in hot.
That's right, Sam. People love their dogs, and today is a special day to spoil them even more. So treat your furry friend to a spa day. Give them a groom or take them to a dog spa. Some places even offer massages and aromatherapy. Let your dog pick their own toy today. Let your best friend wander the aisles at the pet store and pull whatever they want right off the shelf. And lastly, throw your pup a doggy party. Make some room in the backyard, invite some friends over, tell them to bring their dogs over, and let them just run around and play. Now, our host here at DBL has some pretty cute looking dogs. Tori, Sam, Erica, Al, and Bo all have dogs that they love to spoil. Now, DBL Nation, let us know how you're spoiling your dogs today.
Tori, what are you going to do today?
I might have gotten Josie, Rose, and Barnaby a little hamburger cookie. It looks like one, but it's for dogs.
Cute. All right, well, how well do you know what went down in pop culture this week? Think you know enough to beat our hosts, huh? In a DBL Trivia Showdown, we'll go to dblvote.com right now and play along live with us. We'll be right back.
What's up, guys? Brett here, and Tori might be joining me. Maybe she won't be. We'll see. Looks like she's coming. Hi, Tori.
Hi, is this Chipotle?
Chipotle, of
Man,
course.
you are really Chipotle heavy.
Pretty much whenever I'm heavy from Chipotle. Whenever there's a Chipotle story, it gets automatically assigned for me, so I don't need not to ask
That's
anymore.
true. Space and sports and Chipotle.
Yes.
And Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift.
We're good then.
Yeah, those are my beats. Okay, so this just makes me excited. Apparently, Chipotle's NYC Test Kitchen is working on bacon for Chipotle menus nationwide. And I think, I mean, here's the thing. I love bacon. Do I love it in a Chipotle burrito? What do you think?
I would think yes. But here's what I say, and let me know what you think.
Okay.
Chipotle has just made 600 people sick in a certain area in Columbia, South Carolina.
No, outside Columbus, Ohio.
It's not Columbia, South Carolina?
Nope. It's near Ohio where they got sick.
Okay, it's near Ohio. So I don't know why we're introducing new food when I'm not comfortable with going to Chipotle at all. Does that make sense? Like, if I were to do a Chipotle ad, it would all about be how sanitary, what we're doing to fix this. I think this is, I won't go only because of the sickness. This isn't helping. Does that make sense?
It does, and I get it, but you guys might have seen me eating Chipotle on air the other day. I'm still here.
You have like an iron stomach.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I get people's concerns about not wanting to eat it, but I've eaten it for a long time
It's
now,
true.
and I never get sick.
Now, people who are Jewish, I'm not kosher, but they can't have bacon nor food that touches it. So this might be an issue with some people because you are making it in that. But hey, bacon always is good.
Yeah.
We always like bacon.
I love bacon.
Yeah. Chipotle, you don't have my trust yet. So don't push bacon.
You have my trust.
I don't have any trust.
All right, enjoy trivia, guys. Make sure you are playing along with us.
Chipotle!
That's right, guys, and it's Friday. That can only mean one thing. It's time to start drinking. Nope.
Oh.
It's time for DBL Trivia Showdown. Yes! The week in pop culture now. Today's showdown is very important. It's between Sam. Now, granted, she's got it on blue, but she is smoking red hot. She's ready to win today and go into the weekend a winner. Give it up for Sam. Shocker! Oh, but that leaves her worthy opponent. She's in red because she's a comet. She's coming in your atmosphere. She's about to blow up your world. That's because she's Erica, the killer, the thriller, Kabi! That's right. Now, all of you, the viewers, the lucky viewers at home, do me a favor, go to dblvote.com and play along with us. Why don't you? We'll beat you too. Yeah, I said it. Questions will appear on your device. Now, the winning viewer will win a DBL hashtag Genius t-shirt that will be modeled by the lovely Erica Cobb. Oh, look at that. Wonderful. Who's the genius? I think you guys are. Get ready to win this t-shirt. All right, Erica, I need your game face now. No more modeling. Okay, let's get serious. Question one, guys. Who is on the September cover of Vogue? Is it A, Rihanna? B, Beyonce, or C, my homegirl?
You have to let him say all three.
It is. Or C, Tiffany Haddish. Erica, give me the answer.
This is a trick question.
Okay.
Because Beyonce is on Vogue US, but Rihanna is on Vogue UK.
Ooh, she is correct. That's 1 point for Erica, and we're gonna do a little body rock for that. All right, Sam, don't take that line down. Let's go to question number 2. Which of the 2000s pop song is being turned into a TV show? Ladies, wait till I'm done reading. Is it A, Hey There Delilah, B, Bad Romance, C, Michael Jackson's Thriller? All right, Sam. All right, Sam.
Hey There Delilah!
That is correct. Let's go to question 3. It's tied up. I'm getting nervous here. All right, question 3. Which city is getting its own pizza museum? Is it A, NYC? Is it B, BK? Or is it C, Chi-Town? All right, the Chi-Town girl comes in first.
Thank you, Sam, for letting me do this, because Chicago would have taken my card away. It's Chicago.
That's right. Chi-Town girl goes up 2-1. Question number 4. An Amish man has put his own spin on which service app? Is it A, Yelp, B, Uber, or C, Venmo? Sam.
Uber!
That would be correct. Oh, my goodness. We're at question number 5. I'm so nervous it's tied. My hands are shaking. Which Beverly Hills 90210 star will be in the new Sharknado movie? Is it A, Jenny Garth? Is it B, Jason Priestley? Or C, Tori Spelling? That would be Erica again.
Tori Spelling!
Tori Spelling for the win. Oh, there we did it. All right, what a great. Now let's find out the important stuff. Which of the viewers won? I'm so nervous. I know they are too. Viewer 2633. Well done. Way to start your weekend on a winner. Now, guys, I hope you had fun. I guess we'll be right back.
Let's go get a drink.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm getting ready something for my sister because it's her birthday. So I want to send her something for Katie. So I just sent that, my love. So I just wanted to read Jacob Henry's email. I'm going to tell Al. Jacob Henry wrote this, Al. He wrote, I was once given the wrong luggage, and they thought, and it wasn't mine, and they opened it thinking it was mine, and there was like whips and chains and all this stuff in it, and all the sex toys and underwear, and he got caught, and then he realized it wasn't his. But I think it's funny when you open a bag and you're like, those aren't mine, and they really aren't yours.
Somebody's bag home before. It's really
Jesus.
weird.
Someone took a wrong tuxedo home for the Emmys, and they found each other and switched.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, Jacob Henry, we're glad you got
That's
out of there
a great
alive.
story.
It's a good
Imagine you
story.
get whipped or chain, Jacob.
I know, whips and chains. Woo!
You know, but to each their own. If you're into whips and chains, we're with that too.
That's exactly
We're
right.
equal opportunity employees here.
So people really liked Al, our I Love Lucy thing, which was hilarious, which I thought was
So much
great.
fun.
You
Well
guys
done
were
by our producer,
awesome. But the
Joel.
producers really, really took this one over. Joel killed it.
Killed it.
Okay,
Killed
great.
it.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Sorry, I also.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Tori, what do we have?
We have a really good one from Bin31. Thank you, DBL, for having this difficult conversation on the air, doing the right thing. Sometimes it's not always popular, but you never waver. I love you guys. Carrie Hill, and this is why we like DBL. Honest, real, raw conversations. Marty Goldman writing in, wow, this show is raw and awesome. Showing emotion like this and being this passionate about the cause will allow people like me to change our minds. So a huge shout out to the DBL Nation. And very quickly, it's my sister's birthday, Katie, and I wanted to just have a picture for her. She has been there through thick and thin. Katie! So thank you guys so much. We love you, Katie.
Happy birthday, Katie.
Oh, and can I give a quick shout out to Mark Rubin, too? He writes me a lot. He's not on the same political side as I am, but he said the first 10 minutes of today's show were an incredible presentation.
Good.
And so
it's not always
cheers
easy.
to you guys.
It's not easy to have these really passionate conversations all on different sides of the aisle, and I think that's what hopefully makes us different from other shows is we really do respect and adore one another, and so therefore we respect each other's opinions and we listen.
Right.
So,
and if we can do it here, let's do it out there.
Amen.
Yes?
Right. Amen. Well, the stories never stop. We don't either. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Keep the conversation going. Hope you have a great weekend, everybody.
Stay
Happy Friday.
Yeah, babies.
To go in for the mastectomy. So I was just getting kind of nervous, and then surgery day came. So my surgeon comes in the room, and Nicole, my cousin, looks at the surgeon and says, so question of the day, can we have a dance party? And my surgeon immediately was like, yes, oh my gosh, absolutely, what do you want to do? And she pulls out her iPhone and she says, I'm gonna get this song queued up for you. What song do you want? And I'm like, oh wow, I want to dance with somebody. You know, everybody's like, yes, absolutely, that's awesome. Kind of thought everyone would just be, you know, standing in the back, letting me just kind of do my thing and, you know, let loose before surgery. And it was fantastic. Everyone in the room was moving and shaking and singing. I'm getting private messages from people who are going into the same surgery a week or two from now saying that I've given them hope to get through it and that everything's going to be okay. It's just incredible. If you're hopeful and if you're expecting to come out of this well and recovered and cancer-free, well, that's the attitude that you have to have. You have to assume that that's kind of where you're heading and just, you know, act with a full heart and a happy heart.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, August 10th, and we are a live show with a lot to get to, so let's get right to it. The NFL preseason kicked off last night, and so did the protests. Several players took a knee, and some raised a fist, like Philadelphia Eagles captain Malcolm Jenkins. Here's what he said after the game about his decision.
You know, those people who do this work day to day, that is the ugly grind of fighting, you know, against systems of oppression, they draw motivation and you know, inspiration from seeing us on this stage.
And President Trump tweeted about the protests this morning saying, quote, the NFL players are at it again, taking a knee when they should be standing proudly for the national anthem. Numerous players from different teams wanted to show their outrage at something that most of them are unable to define. He goes on to say, find another way to protest, stand proudly for your national anthem, or be suspended without pay. All right, so obviously this is a hot button topic. I'm not sure if Donald Trump could make those suspensions without pay. I think that's just him talking. But we do have a former NFL player, part of our family now, our very own Brandon London is here to talk a little bit about the issue. And Brandon, I know you interview tons of players. You're friends with tons of players. What is their take on this?
Well, you know, I tweeted some guys, DM'd some guys and text some guys this morning. And, I mean, it's all about social injustice. And I guess the guys that are still kneeling or guys that are raising their fists, they want to keep the conversation going. The only thing with that is that people keep saying, oh, it's an anthem ban, anthem protest or a military protest, and it's not about that at all. So I would like the narrative to go from, instead of just talking about the guys taking the knees, let's talk about what these guys are doing in the community to prove or to fight social injustice.
And Brandon, you come from a military family, right?
Yeah, my grandfather fought in Vietnam. He was in the Air Force. My father was a police officer before he became a football coach. So. And other guys in the NFL, they come from those same type backgrounds. It's not about disrespecting the military. Love the military. A lot of the NFL has all types of joint efforts with the USO, the Pat Tillman Foundation, the Wounded Warrior Project, where guys go overseas to bases just to go over there and to meet these real heroes. It's not about the military, but I would like the narrative or the attention to start shifting to what these guys are doing off the field to help fight social injustice.
And last thing quickly, Brent, I just want to point out, because we've talked about it before, you don't kneel, but you definitely support your teammates, your brothers, everyone that does.
Yeah, I don't kneel, and my dad is now the head coach at Howard University, which is a historically black college and university, and he tells his players, you know, he wants you to stand there. My father's not going to kneel because of him being a police officer and my grandfather being in the Air Force. I would stand there. I wouldn't necessarily say I'll put my hand over my heart, but I would put my arm over one of my brothers who may have been taking a knee during the anthem. Brothers meaning the NFL is a fraternity. So, I mean, I can't tell a guy stand up because I don't know if one of their family members have ever been pulled over because being black, or if they could have had a family member that was directly involved with one of the shootings. So I can't tell anyone to stand up, but me personally, I would stand up.
Thanks, Brandon. We appreciate that a lot. And I want to clear it up, too. By brothers, I meant your brothers. When you're on the football field, I played football for a long time. That's your family. Yeah. Those are your brothers. And I'm telling you, I didn't play NFL ball. I played college ball. I would respect whatever they wanted to do and be there for my brothers.
Yeah, and I think it's so nice having Brandon here because he gets someone who's on the inside. But I think what he said most important is that the narrative is getting lost. And for us, for anyone who thinks these players are denouncing the flag and the anthem, do your research. They are not. It is about police brutality against blacks, and it is Black Lives Matter, and it is important. And protests are not meant to make you feel good. Protests are meant to make you feel very uncomfortable, because guess what? That's how you get to talking about it and changing it. So I just want to give a shout out. I think that's a great point. The narrative needs to go back for why Colin Kaepernick is taking a knee, why Jenkins is taking a knee. It's not about the flag. It's about the First Amendment right to say we don't want black people keep getting shot for no reason.
I think it's also important to at least acknowledge that if you don't understand it, that doesn't mean anything about you. I think that people are too just stuck on the idea of you need to understand why, and this is how you need to understand it. In the beginning, most of us didn't understand. And when Colin Kaepernick first took a knee, the conversation was all over the place, and we quickly forget that. It was the narrative that came after that. And when I tell you that distractions are absolutely a form of guerrilla warfare, they are.
A strategy.
So when you take a term, and if you take a cause and you change it into something else, then it gets everyone all rattled. And when you get rattled, then you get afraid. And fear starts to project a lot of hatred. It starts to project a lot of uncomfortable things. But if you don't understand it, it's okay. There's still time for you to learn, but to at least understand people's experiences.
Your research. Yep.
I think all the football audience right now is uncomfortable. I mean, it's an uncomfortable topic. It really, really is. I think for a lot of people, it's been about respect. And so the second they see a player kneeling, it really doesn't matter what he says. Right. They're just automatically, because, you know, people can kneel for any variety of reasons. It could be for leukemia, lymphoma. There's so many causes that you can push. I just think for a lot of people that watch NFL games, they see that kneeling and they say, that makes no sense to me because I would stand. I have respect for my country. So we are kind of projecting emotions upon other people, which I think that's where the narrative perhaps is getting lost. Right. So I'd like to, you know, I think Brandon would probably agree with this since he's an ex-player. I just want to get back to the sport. I just want to get back to playing football. I don't want this to be a distraction anymore. I want this to all go away. I know that people have legitimate perspectives on both sides of this issue. I get it. But I just want to see the players out there playing the game and cheer for my team.
But I would also argue, and maybe Brandon, you can let me know, I would also want black people to feel comfortable with police again. And I would like black people to not, this isn't a distraction. This is a life or death situation for many, many people. And the biggest platform they have is this football stadium.
And I agree. I mean, I agree with both of y'all, but and me and Bo, me and you talked about it earlier. I would like football to go back to bringing us all together. Yeah. It's all about bringing us all together. So we need to sit down. We need to get this thing hashed out.
Absolutely. Hey, and you know what? If you don't believe in this, there's a voice for you too. Don't watch football. You have just as much right to not watch as you do to watch. So, I mean, we do need to find somewhere. I'm glad we'd have these conversations. We all talk about it and from both sides of the aisle. Do you have a comment?
I do, and this is a great comment. Just watched your show on NFL players protest. I have done a complete turnaround. This is more than the flag, but freedom of speech. Americans need to do a deep soul searching. We have lost our way. Someday, we will truly be a country where all men and women are equal.
I hope so. And again, I like that. And no matter what side you're on, please just do yourself a favor, do that person a favor who you're fighting with. Try to hear the other side. Just try. You don't have to agree with it. Just try, because these people have taught me a lot in the last year. All right, guys, we are live. Brett Forrest with news at the moment.
Thank you, Jeff. New today, 4 women are suing Nike in a class action federal lawsuit. The suit alleges unequal pay, violating state and U.S. equal pay laws, and a toxic work environment allowing sexual harassment. The women are all former employees of the sports apparel company, and this follows reports earlier this year of gender pay disparities and bad management. And as a result of those reports, Nike ended up firing 11 executives in March and April.
All right.
Nike, just do it. Do it better.
Do it better. All right, let's get to this next story because it's Friday, which means it's time for our blockbuster blowout. Which movie will you go see this weekend? First up is the super shark movie, The Meg, starring Jason Statham. Check this out.
It was the largest shark that ever existed.
A living fossil. Thought to have been extinct over 2 million years. Wrong. My God. It's a megalodon.
He's kidding, right?
Next up is the new Spike Lee movie, Black Klansman. It's a true story of a black police officer who infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan in the 70s. Check this out.
Hello, this is Ron Stallworth calling. Who am I speaking with?
This is David Duke.
Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. That David Duke?
What can I do you for?
Well, since you asked, I hate blacks. I hate Jews, Mexicans, and Irish. And anyone else, really, that doesn't have pure white Aryan blood running through their veins.
I'm happy to be talking to a true white American.
God bless white America.
All right, and Tori, you have actually a special interview with him.
Yeah,
correct?
Ron Stallworth is a Colorado Springs detective, and I'm going to be able, it's a true story, Black Klansman. Yeah. I'm going to be able to interview him on Monday, so I'm thrilled.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that at the break, because that's a big get. Yes. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
All right, so Kyle Baxter says The Meg, best movie ever. Chomp on that. Is anyone going to see The Meg?
The Meg, I mean, come on.
I'm going to wait at home for The Meg. Is that
It's
bad?
totally a Netflix.
Yeah.
It's totally a Netflix.
I need to be able to get up and, like, go outside for a little
Well, I
bit.
mean, it's kind of a,
You know what I
don't
mean?
you think it's like just a Sharknado? It's kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a megalodon Jason
I mean, if you're
Statham.
in one of those moods and you want to go spend $20, I don't know how much movie tickets are across the country.
Okay.
In LA, they're expensive.
They are so pricey. It's like $25 a person because you get to pick your seat and they're nice. I can't go out for a night with my husband.
A dinner, like going out for a drink. Now you have drinks in the theater.
That's right.
Which makes it like even crazier. Man, I miss those days.
So I go to the Alamo Draft House with my husband. We just saw Mission Impossible for matinee. If you guys don't know, they bring you food and drinks. So I was having wine, but during the most important, bless you, sweetheart, during the most important scene, my waitress was running, and I was like, move, because the mask was coming off for Mission Impossible.
Whoa.
Anyway, waitress.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, well, there's a mask in Mission Impossible. I'm sorry. They said, Jacob Henry, last time I checked, Donald Trump, Jeff, you were right. He's not the CEO of the NFL. Roger Goodell is the CEO. Donald Trump, you worry about your country, and Roger Goodell will worry about the NFL as CEO. You guys know more about Roger Goodell. Do you think he is lagging and waiting? Should he not take a stand faster?
I think so. I think they should have had this. They
With
should
the
have
players'
had
union
this.
or something?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's all about the players' union. That's my personal opinion. I think he should definitely meet with the players' union. They definitely have a pulse of what the players are feeling. That's why they're the players' union. They need to come to an agreement so our country could come to agreement. I don't understand, honestly. I've learned a lot on this subject, you know, over the year. But why are people so worked up about this?
It's the flag.
I know, but it's like
the rhetoric that's being thrown into the flag. It's the fragility of how it comes out in the tweets. That's
the anger though behind it.
Because it's so because we have a leader who's divisive.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Do you use your smartphone to avoid awkward situations? Well, you're not alone. Researchers discovered that people use smartphones as security blankets in uncomfortable scenarios. In an experiment where people were purposely left out of conversations, those with smartphones were less stressed than people without phones. So DBL Nation, what situations do you use your smartphone as a security blanket? Take it away, Jeff.
All right, I have a good one for this, but let's get right to your comments. Nicholas writes, a stranger nearby, check Twitter app. Some raunchy PDA going on, check Twitter app. Phone is definitely a security blanket.
That's a good one. That's true. So Nicholas, you use it for everything, which is what I use it for, definitely. If I'm on public transportation, I am definitely in my phone. It's better than making eye contact. I also have my headphones on and my sunglasses on. Because you hear no evil, you see no evil.
I got to do mine real fast because I do it all the time, and I hope no one's watching at that Trader Joe's I go to all the time. Listen, I support your agenda, whatever you're pushing outside Trader Joe's. I have an hour for lunch. I just grab my phone, no one's even on it. I'm like, what? That's the craziest story ever. Yeah. And I just walk by, and as soon as I get 2 feet by, I'm like, yoink.
But
right
Jeff, be careful, because I've done that, and then the phone rang while I was pretending to talk.
At that point, you just run.
It's better than answering do you think that puppies should be protected?
I know, I feel bad.
Do you think that homeless people should have homes? What am I supposed to say? No.
It's the worst.
Oh, Trader Joe's. Mitch says people need to learn how to deal with uncomfortable situations without turning to their phones. People have been doing it for thousands of years. It's called social skills. Well, Mitch
just put me in my place.
Mitch just told you, Jeff. First of all, you're absolutely right. But second of all, it's only going to get worse. Social skills are going to go down. These things will be implanted in our brains soon. We will not have any kind of chit-chat or eye contact. So I wish you were right, but I think we're going the other direction, unfortunately.
And Atlanta Rug Brokers on Twitter says, I'm going to put my phone in my casket so I'll feel more secure. Well, I hope you're being facetious because that is ridiculous. But you know, I want to get away from this thing. I really do. They're addictive. Yep. They just really, really are. It's for everything. But it is a blanket in the way we go to it when we're having uncomfortable situations. You know, so I would love to get away from that.
But in long lines, don't you guys do this? Waiting rooms?
Yeah, because you're bored.
Yeah, it's.
I think it's important to note with that last tweet that in some states they don't allow you to put anything in the casket with you.
Oh yeah, well, there's a partition. That's right.
Thank you. All right, guys, thanks for your comments. We are live. Raquel Villanueva has news at the moment.
Well, grab a backpack and a map. The first look at the new Dora the Explorer movie is here. Isabella Moner is the 17-year-old actress ready to say, Hola, soy Dora. In this first live-action film, the beloved adventurer is a teen now, meaning she'll have to navigate high school and solve an ancient mystery left behind in a lost Inca civilization. The movie hits theaters August 2nd, 2019.
He was like, she does look like Dora. I was like, yeah, that's what she was cast.
Oh, boy. Happy Friday, everybody.
Good one.
Listen up, stargazers. You'll want to hear about an epic meteor shower happening this weekend. Brandon London has the story, and it's coming in hot.
That's right, Jeff. The Perseid meteor shower will give you the chance to see a sky full of shooting stars tomorrow and Sunday. Now, the star show happens each year between July 17th and August 24th, but the best nights to watch are this weekend. Expect to see around 60 to 70 meteors per hour between 3 and 5 a.m. local time. And I suggest getting away from city lights to get the best view. And get this, no need for special equipment or eyewear. Now, fellas, it sounds like a chance for a romantic date night with the wife, the girlfriend, or even significant other. But will you stay up till 3 a.m. DBL Nation, to watch that?
I'm gonna DVR it.
There you go. or Google it. All right, Sam, what's coming up on DBL?
Well, a flyer's worst nightmare when security discovers a pretty embarrassing thing in his bag. Has this ever happened to you? But first, Al Jackson takes a trip down memory lane on the I Love Lucy set. A hilarious surprise is coming up next.
Hello, everyone. Oh, get over here, Jeff. This is one for you. So Jeff loves his summer jams, he loves his summer barbecues, and his pool parties. So we have the top 10 cities for all of these things.
Yeah. So do you guys have any guesses on what cities might be in this top 5 that I'm about to hit you with?
Top 5?
I say Miami, and then I also say
I'm hoping Chicago's on the list.
maybe Long Island.
Chicago's on the
Is that
list?
there?
Because Chicago knows
It's
how
on
to do
the
it.
list, and we're gonna get to it. Yeah. So my first idea when I read this was, I live at the beach, pretty much,
Right.
is where I came from, and
From
now
Jersey,
I'm
right?
landlocked here in Denver. And when you're landlocked, the only water you can get to in the summer is maybe lakes, but rooftop pool parties. So coming up at number 5 is Denver.
Whoa!
Yeah. And I actually have been to a few pool parties out here.
You haven't invited us to any, so that's cool.
I throw them every weekend at my house.
Oh, cool.
And then we
Except
have
I'm the only one there.
Seattle coming in at number 4.
Seattle,
San
nice.
Diego, Austin, and
Austin.
then number 1 for pool
Ooh,
parties.
Jeff.
Chicago.
Chicago!
Yeah, number 1 for pool
You walked away
parties.
too
I
early.
left. I didn't know it was number 1.
We'll just figure these are the cities that need some cool summertime activities. So.
And also, Chicago is meat heavy. I don't mean that
Yeah.
really, but you guys love meat,
It's-
so a barbecue
it's
would be perfect.
Midwest, yeah.
Yeah, right. So
And then
brats and stuff.
In Chicago, if you live in Chicago, if you haven't, whatever. Long winters, that's what I'm saying. Long winters, so people are very excited to get outside. Anything you do outside in Chicago. That's why I thought barbecues were
Yep.
super
and you
important.
were right.
I was right.
Nice job,
Wow.
buddy.
I'm going to leave on that note.
If I went to
I
university,
was right. Rewind. Hear that again. I was right.
let's loop it and reverse it.
And thanks to morningsave.com, through DBL, you can actually score yourself 2 for 20 pool floaties.
Ooh, I love
We have
pool
giant
floaties.
unicorn floaties.
Ugh.
Morningsave.com.
That's so great.
Click DBL.
So guys, go to morningsave.com and you can do a DBL. You can check it out. They've got huge discounts. It is hard to rearrange yourself on a pool floaty, isn't it?
A little bit. Yeah.
High five.
Bye.
Summer barbecues.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Al Jackson recently visited the grand opening of the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York. He couldn't visit Lucille Ball's hometown without visiting Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz's museum. Check it out.
Covering the National Comedy Center grand opening has been a blast. I read legendary funny man George Carlin's notes. I saw the puffy shirt from Seinfeld, but when you're in Jamestown, New York, home of the Lucille Ball, there's only one more place I have to check out. And if I'm gonna act like a tourist, I might as well dress like one too. Let's go check out the Lucy and Desi Museum. I Love Lucy went off the air over 60 years ago, but still continues to define today's sitcoms.
World famous professor costume. And I think we all have had professors that dress like this. If your professor was Colonel Sanders. Things have obviously changed. Usually we see Tori or Sam dressed in something like this, but Lucy did it first, guys. Sorry to break the news to you. I can't believe I'm on the actual set of I Love Lucy. Lucy, I'm home!
Ricky, is that you? Boy, am I glad to see you. Ooh.
I stopped at the bank today. They showed me this.
But Ricky, that's the check I write to the beauty parlor every month.
Yeah, but they don't always come with a note on the back. Dear teller, be a doll and put this through next month.
Well, I guess we know why they call them tellers. Ooh.
That was bravo,
Tori. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Can we get one more of those in there?
Yeah, okay, ready? Where am I looking? Oh, 4. Alrighty. Oh, God.
Wow, you went all in. So
Well,
it works better with the
Yeah, it's way better.
makeup.
It's way better.
That was a good job.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Way to
Nice
go.
compliment, I like it.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
Coming up on Daily Blast Live, Justin Bieber has feelings too. That's right, guys. He's not afraid to show them. But what's got him all choked up? In introducing Bo Davidson, we'll learn more about one of our newest hosts and find out what he's really passionate about. That's next.
Promotional consideration is brought
Hey, DBL Nation, we want to remind you to check out morningsave.com right now to get huge savings. We're talking up to 90% off retail prices, but you better move quickly. Some items are already sold out, and once they're gone, so are these crazy discounts. So don't waste another second. Just check out some of this week's exclusive products. Everything from flirty fashions to trending tech products, helpful home goods to quality health and beauty aids, it's all available now while supplies last. So get in on the deals that everyone is talking about. Oh, and get this. If you post a selfie with your purchase on social media using the hashtag DBLDeals, you could win a bonus item from us. Stylish, functional, sexy, fun. We gathered only the best items we think our DBL Nation will love. Remember, you won't find these kind of savings anywhere else, so go to morningsave.com/dailyblastlive right now and take advantage of the amazing deals. Then, once your DBL deal arrives, don't forget to take a selfie with your purchase and post it using hashtag DBLDeals to win a bonus item from Daily Blast Live. Happy shopping!
All right, so guys, if we are handling our business when it comes to morningsave.com, I don't know why they like us so much, but they do. So we're giving at least 50% off or higher of all of these items. My favorite so far has been the charcoal mask. I get kind of hormonal, get little pimples here. So I put it right on the beard area to scare my husband really bad when he walks in, because it's like black and looks like a goatee. But you get 2 for $18. So what I suggest is get the charcoal mask, get one for yourself, get one for someone else in your life. It's $9, you'll be thanked. I think it's fantastic. So there's some really great things out there for summer. And we want to give a shout out because Kimberly Matutsek's fiance is having a birthday today. And Kimberly just said this: I'm having a pool and grill party this weekend out in Arvada, Colorado, and all the DBL hosts are welcome.
Oh, wow.
And I might go.
And I'm going to give a shout out to Stacy Lynn Sorber, who always writes me very
She's the
positive.
best.
I understand she's the mayor of DBL Nation.
She's the mayor, and she created the DBL Nation Facebook page.
Yep, and she is terrific.
Love her.
And Stacy, we love your feedback and your comments. So thank you, especially for welcoming me and supporting me. I really appreciate that because it's been a whirlwind. It's been a roller coaster. But thank you, and thank you to all the DBL Nation out there. I know that you will agree with me sometimes and you will disagree with me others, but I do appreciate your comments as long as we can keep them healthy and respectful.
Bo, how long has this whirlwind been going on?
Since I got here.
3 weeks ago?
4.
4 weeks ago.
Yes.
It's been a whirlwind. Well,
It has
hang on
been.
for another 11 months, buddy.
I know.
Wait till you start shooting with...
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. One of our newest hosts, Bo Davidson, has been with us for a few weeks now, but many of you are asking, who is he? What makes him tick? So we decided to get to the bottom of it. Meet Bo Davidson.
My name is Bo Davidson, but I was born Alan Brown Davidson III. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. I have no brothers and sisters. I'm an only child, which I know is, a lot of people say, well, that makes sense. My mom put me in classical Suzuki piano lessons at age 4. She gave me a toy piano as a Christmas gift. There are pictures of me dragging that piano into the bathroom and sitting on the toilet playing it, and have sung ever since. I went for 4 years to Northwestern and graduated, did a lot of musical theater. My girlfriend and I met, we'd like to say it was a better story than this, but it was through Bumble. This girl wrote me because the girl has to do first on Bumble, and she said, "Hey there, Wildcat." Well, I thought that was kind of like a compliment. She was referring to my school because we have the same school. Something I'm very passionate about is our armed forces and our veterans, and that inspired me to write a song called Blessed. Here are 5 things most people don't know about me. Number 1, I was classically trained in opera, which means I sing it professionally. But sometimes I sing it randomly in Walmart. You know that one? Oh. Number 2, I received the 2013 10 Outstanding Young Americans Award. It's an award that's given to 10 people every year under the age of 40. Some of my biggest heroes have won this award, people like Elvis Presley, my favorite quarterback, Peyton Manning. Number 3, I've appeared on a couple of soaps, such as Days of Our Lives, and guest starred on Bold and the Beautiful. I had a very small part in Gilmore Girls, and I didn't realize how big that show was. Hey, throw it back.
No!
I need my ball.
You need a couple of them, pal.
Number 4, I've starred on recent Hallmark and Up TV movies such as The Ultimate Legacy with Lee Merriweather, as well as Runaway Romance, where the great Tatum O'Neal plays my mom. And 5, I think I'm the only guy to have been able to get then candidate Donald Trump and Ben Carson on stage together for a performance. Pretty darn good dad dancing. DBL Nation, I appreciate you welcoming me here. Thanks for getting to know Bo, and maybe Bo knows sometimes.
There you go, everybody. Bo Davidson. Bo, I'm super curious. What happened right after you got done singing that song for President Ben Carson?
Well, I actually went and talked to Ben Carson's wife, Candy, who was trained in violin, I believe, at, I want to say Yale, perhaps, and she's just the sweetest lady I've ever met, incredibly talented. She was singing along with me because I also sang Bring Him Home from Les Mis, which she knows very well, so what a classy woman. Love them both.
You got any secrets from that night you can maybe tell us later on?
Maybe.
Ooh. Yeah. Bo Davidson, everybody. All right, guys, if you're leaving us right now, you can still watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Here's what's coming up on Daily Blast Live.
Caught on camera, a teenager survives being pushed off a 60-foot bridge. Should the person who shoved her be charged? Security alert! After airport screeners mistook sex toys for bombs. Should you put that stuff in your checked bags? And we are chatting with the stars of Days of Our Lives. All that and more when DBL returns.
We're getting our first look at Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay. Did we witness the death of Luigi? And ooh, IGN is in hot water. That's all next in the Jump Off.
Welcome to the Jump Off. I'm here to keep you updated on everything in gaming, tech, and pop culture. So let's get started right now.
We have our first look at Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay. The trailer gives a better look inside the Wild Wild West. As outlaw Arthur Morgan, you can choose how to interact with the world. So will you be an upstanding citizen or a notorious gunslinger? The internet lost its mind when we all witnessed the death of Luigi. In the Smash Bros. Castlevania character reveal trailer, we literally saw his soul leave his body. But Nintendo is reassuring fans the Italian plumber will be okay. It would be cool to see Ghost Luigi as a support character in the new Smash Bros. IGN is being accused of plagiarizing a review for Dead Cells. The review's writer is accused of ripping that review from YouTube channel Boomstick Gaming. Boomstick later put up a video with a side-by-side comparison, and it's pretty clear most of the review is lifted, sometimes word for word. Can you believe this guy? IGN says that writer has been let go, they apologized, and they've taken down that review.
But that's it for the Jump Off. I'm Abby, and as always, I'll be here every week with the latest gaming, tech, and pop culture news. We'll see you next time.
3, 2. Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. We are a live show with a lot to get to, so let's get started. We're going to start off with Raquel Villanueva because she has news at this moment.
I do. Bethany Frankel's on and off again boyfriend has died. Reports say Dennis Shields suffered a suspected overdose today. Police tell TMZ they got a call just after 9 a.m. at Trump Tower in New York City. They say the incident involved pain medication and Narcan was administered. Shields dated the Real Housewives star since 2016. She had previously described their relationship as complex, but they have known each other for over 30 years.
Wow.
Thanks, Raquel.
So it's super shocking, but the last episode, she says, I won't speak to Dennis for 90 days, and I wonder
if it's rehab or something. Yeah, me too. I thought the same thing. Oh, God, that's horrible.
Prescription medication again.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, guys, our thoughts and prayers with Bethany Frankel, obviously, but we're going to move on from here. The video is horrifying that we're about to show you. 16-year-old Jordan Holgerson tumbled off a bridge in Washington State. She said she was too scared to jump, so a friend pushed her, as you could see right there. Doctors say she fell nearly 60 feet, and that fall could have killed her. Now she's speaking out about the incident. Watch this.
She was counting down, but I didn't think of anything of it. And I was like, no, like, don't count down. Like, I won't go if you count down. I'm not ready. And I think I might have fainted midair because I don't really remember the fall.
I have 5 broken ribs, and I have air bubbles in my chest, and I have a punctured lung.
Wow. Her mother says the friend who pushed her is an adult and should turn herself in. Police are still deciding if that person should face charges. Do you guys think this should be charges? Do you think this is horsing around gone too far? What do you guys think?
I don't know. Are there charges for horsing around gone too far?
Yes, they're called assault.
Yeah, I do appreciate her being candid and talking about this because I think a lot of people make very silly decisions, and you see so many daredevils on Instagram and all over social media, and being irresponsible can result in things like this. So just think before you do things.
It's true. The Supreme Court has taken a course on this in the past 2-3 years. Neuroscience has really come into play here, and I hate to sound sort of in the weeds here, but they have determined in Roper v. Illinois that your brain has not fully developed until you're about 25. So if the person who pushed her was 16, 17, or 18, there will be different rules according to certain court systems of how that person should be treated as an adult. For instance, the Supreme Court has said you cannot have death penalty or mandatory life sentences without parole for those types of people because their brains literally haven't plasticized enough to know right from wrong. Do I think it's egregious? Yes, but neuroscience is playing a part in this decision.
All right. Let's move on to a story I like to talk about.
Oh,
or maybe
what is
not.
it?
We've got a special Bieber beat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And right there it is. I was waiting for that. And right now my heart is hurting for the little guy, that being Justin Bieber. He was spotted out with his fiancée Haley Baldwin in New York this week. He was emotional and crying during a bike ride, which we all get like.
Yes.
When asked by photogs why he was crying, he told them it was, quote, a bad day. But the next day, cameras caught up with him as he was leaving her apartment. I'm trying to adjust to the music.
The music, the
But it's over now. All right. He looked in better spirits. No? All right. He was carrying a book. It's The Meaning of Marriage by Timothy Keller. In case you don't know, that's a Christian counseling book about marriage. And good for the Biebs. A little self-help. Never hurt anybody.
Well, tears never hurt either.
I like a man who cries. I do it every day.
Well, it's true. It's important to show emotion. What are you, a robot? I mean, of course men cry. It's encouraged.
I agree.
I feel like it should be encouraged. But I do think that by getting the book and being proactive about marriage, I don't think that's funny. I think that it's someone who's trying to prepare themselves for a major decision in life. And anyone who's preparing themselves for a major decision is bound for success.
Yeah. Yes. one point for the Biebs.
I think it's great. I think that anyone...
2 points for the Biebs.
Yeah. Is that all I get to say?
No, I'm kidding.
I think more people should do it. I think more people should be reading books like that before they go into marriage because it's a serious... I mean, this is a covenant. It's not just a contract. We've talked about this before. It is a covenant. This is serious stuff. And you want to be with someone for the rest of your life till death do us part, you better be serious about it.
Nice, Bo.
I like that. Very
I'm going to give you 2 points for Biebs on that one.
Well, guess what? I agree.
Nice.
I will say in Judaism, you have to wait 7 meetings with your rabbi or sometimes longer before they even agree to marry you because they want to meet you and interview you. So good for the Biebs. Real men wear pink and they cry.
That's me and Biebs. We're like this. All right. All right, let's move on to this next one. We cannot stop talking about this story. An entire terminal at the Berlin airport came to a standstill this weekend because security flagged something suspicious in a passenger's luggage. When asked about it, he said his bag contained, quote, technical stuff. But when they opened it up, they found a sex toy. That's right. He was allowed to continue his travels with his technical stuff tucked into his luggage. His luggage. But we got to ask you, what stuff are you most embarrassed about security finding in your bags? Hit us up at dblvote.com. Any funny stories or any true stories did you guys have that you carried through at the airport?
Well, I know I'm like Erica. I just had a TSA agent like actually physically go through my underwear.
Oh my God.
Out of every single thing that was in my bag, he decided to go through my underwear. So now I put it in those, that's why I get those packing cubes. So you have to like go through each one separately. Wow. Yeah, they weren't dirty.
I didn't want to ask, but thank you for answering. How about you guys?
To be super honest with you guys, some of my Spanx are metal, and when they open it up, it looks like a torture or sex toy, but it's just to keep me looking fly.
Wait, what is it?
A squeam, you know, it has metals here and metal rods here.
Oh.
So when they take it out, because it gets through the metal, and they look at it, they're like, what is this? It could be technical stuff. It's just to make me look better.
I got you. How about you, Bo?
Nothing. I'm going to flip it on you, Schroeder. What do you got in your
I
luggage?
wish I had a great story. I usually do.
I don't either.
I usually do have great stories for everything.
Nothing?
I don't have anything. I think with Erica, if I had like a pair of dirty, I'd rather have a sex toy than a pair of, first of all, whitey tighties. You should be embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
Second of all, dirty underwear.
That is bad.
You want to give it a go?
No.
What is ours?
Let's look at the view of we're split here. 40 medicine, and I got nothing to hide. Yeah, kind of like me and Bo.
That's right.
That's right. Bo, do you wear whitey tighties?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
And I could give you a reason why.
Okay.
Fertility.
I don't know,
is it fertility?
No.
We have to hear now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's good for TV.
It's great for TV.
I'll just say it, tiger stripes.
Oh.
What does that mean?
It means a stripe in there that could have been caused by an unclean bum.
Oh, like a bacon strip.
See, I call them tiger stripes. You say bacon strip?
All right, you're right. I don't know if that was good for TV. Let's move it on. You guys remember Missy Elliott?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. The 2002 hit, Work It. Well, let's refresh your memory real quick.
Is it work?
Well, every now and then, someone wins the internet, and today that person is Mary Hazley, a rehabilitation center worker in Rhode Island, and all she wants to do is put her thing down, flip it, and reverse it. This is the best. Watch this.
Yeah.
Well, that clip has definitely gone boom. That's right, round of applause. Scrub star Zach Braff tweeted this out. Curious about the ram's horn or shofar in her hand that's never been explained. More importantly, Missy Elliott herself reposted it. She writes, I just found out I have a funky white sisters. She straight killed it, sound effects and all. I think that was a shofar drop.
You're absolutely right.
On her part.
Tori, you said that the shofar is used to a call to service in the Jewish religion?
In the Jewish religion, you blow with the ram's horn, and it goes, and the Jews and Israelites would know to come to service.
She was just calling everybody to come work it.
Yeah, to work it and reverse it.
Flip it and reverse it.
That's right.
All right, we've got a lot more fun coming up on Daily Blast Live. We're putting your pop culture trivia to the test in our DBL Trivia Showdown. Can you beat our hosts? Go to dblvote.com to play along live with us. But first, Chatting with the Stars goes soap opera. If you're a Days of Our Lives fan, you'll definitely want to stick around for this.
We are going to be doing bobbing for apples. You have 1 minute. We're going to do it at the same time. Oh no, my face is way too pretty.
We're going to do dramatic reading now from Night Watch.
Night shift.
Right.
Bleeding in the left lower quadrant.
Tell CAT scan we're coming as soon as he's tuned.
I'm losing his pulse.
Okay, so we're just doing. So you hear everyone? Don't open it. Don't, for God's sake, save the children.
New sunscreen. It's Sea Star Sparkle. It's Sprue 50, so you're actually getting some protection from the sun.
SPF, by the way.
Okay, I say Sprue.
So today we're playing Big Mouth. Jeff and Tori each have a minute to guess trending headlines they can give to the other player.
You're freaking me out. Bill, you lost on your own question.
Yeah, I can't even remember my own dialogue.
Bill came in second.
Tori's gonna win. Similar.
Oh, it's big, guys.
You have it wrapped in your hand.
That is a pretty
It looks just
big-
like that.
It does. It does look the same. This is how it's done right here.
Hey everybody, it's Samantha Harris. Welcome to Dancing with the Hosts. That's right, puppies!
So why don't you go to the moon?
We watch me on Bond Date on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna go find that.
We found the clip that you so embarrassing.
I make my jazz hands. So every time you walk
Start the date with Jordan Braun's jazz hands.
Everybody thought I don't know comics. Really ticks me off.
Favorite thing ever is emoji. Headline, today's headline with emojis. Jeff and I try to figure it out. Okay, Nestle paid for the rights to sell Starbucks. Sell Starbucks!
No, I want nothing to do with this, so I'm leaving.
We want to make sure you guys are informed because what is information? Power! And knowledge!
What the hell is this about?
What are you doing?
Thought you had a meeting.
It was canceled. Do we need to have a conversation about respecting each other's privacy?
Might be an awkward conversation, considering.
Considering what?
You want to tell me what this is about?
That was a clip from the hit soap Days of Our Lives, and joining us now from the show, of course, is Mary Beth Evans and Freddie Smith. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Now, I was in your second home. I was on the set of Days of Our Lives last week, and I'm sorry I missed you guys.
I heard you were there. I'm really bummed. Yeah, we weren't there.
But it was great. 50 years, over 50 years, this show has been on the air. How do you keep your characters relevant in your minds? What would you say?
I mean, I give homage to the producers, writers who continue to write compelling, interesting storylines, and then we're kind of the instrument that goes in and, you know, and brings it to life. And
we're also,
so, yeah.
it's such a fast-moving train, really. You know, we have so much dialogue to memorize, and we get there, and whatever we bring is what is there. And it's so great because the producers and everybody know these characters so well, too, and they can come in there and give you, but remember, he's your nephew, and this is your thing, and da-da-da. So they'll also kind of remind us, oh yeah, bring the heart, bring the connections, bring all that in. We have an incredible producing team.
What's the craziest thing a fan has ever done to get your guys' attention?
Oh wow.
I have.
I was gonna say it's probably more for you than me.
I wouldn't call it crazy. I think it's actually super awesome. Someone got a tattoo of my face on their arm.
Wow.
That's a good one. That's a good story.
When you know you've officially made it. When someone gets your face tattooed
I haven't had that happen.
It was really cool. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And it was like, wow.
What did you do for them? Did you take them out to dinner?
She actually lives in France, so that was impossible. But I appreciate the gesture. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and look at, you remember her.
Yeah.
For me, it's always really cool that the fans come, especially on these events, which is so fun for us to meet people, of how many people name their kids Kayla.
Really?
There are so many Kaylas, which is really, I mean, what bigger compliment is that?
Wow,
Except for the tattooing, maybe, but.
Those are two great answers. I wasn't even expecting that. Have you guys ever fanboyed out or fangirled out over a certain celebrity that you might have seen in Hollywood?
I definitely do. I have a lot of I've seen Mark Wahlberg a few times just driving around. He's like so cool. I follow him on Instagram now.
Me too.
He's just like so cool. But I'll like see him and he gave me a nod one day. And I was like, yeah. I was like, we're gonna work together one day. I can feel it.
He's super inspirational, right?
Yeah, he's a great guy. So I've seen him a couple times driving around. I haven't actually like met him or shook his hand, but I was like, ooh, like you get excited.
Well, I'm kind of fanning out over you guys, so thank you guys so much for stopping by the Daily Blast Studios. Oh, yeah. These guys are the best, right? I want to thank Mary Beth Evans and Freddie Smith for stopping by. Be sure to watch Days of Our Lives weekdays on NBC, and if you're in the Denver area tomorrow, be sure to stop by the Days of Our Lives fan event. You can meet these two as well as many of your other cast members at the Park Meadows Retail Resort, which I think is another word for mall. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
We are live. Raquel Villanueva has news at the moment.
Well, fans of All My Children, listen up. Susan Lucci is coming back to the small screen. A new report out on soaps.com says Lucci is partnering with Hallmark for a new series. From 1970 to 2011, she played the legendary Erica Kane on All My Children. Now she'll star in a mystery series. And speaking of mysteries, we don't know much else about the show yet, but I'll keep you posted when we do.
All right, thank you. Lots of soap stuff coming up. I love it.
Yeah, lathered up.
Let's get sudsy. All right. It's International Spoil Your Dog Day. Speaking of getting sudsy, and you can't beat celebrating here at DBL. Wow, it's Friday. Brett Forrest, give us this story, buddy.
I will, Jeff. That's right. People love their dogs, and today is a day to spoil them even more. Treat your furry friend to a spa day. Give them a groom or take them to a dog spa. Some places even offer massages and aromatherapy. Or let your dog pick out their own toy today. Have your best friend wander the aisles in the pet store and pull what they want right off the shelf. And lastly, throw your pup a doggy party. Make some room in the backyard and invite your friends to bring over their dogs to play. And let me just say, our host has some pretty awesome dogs here at DBL. Check it out. Tori, Sam, Erica, Al, and Bo all have dogs they love to spoil. So DBL Nation, let us know what you're doing to spoil your dogs today.
Sudsy, get it? I knew
With
where
the
I was going.
spa, I knew where you were going.
You guys have cute pets. If I hear any one of you go to aromatherapy and a massage for your dog, I'm gonna have something to say about it.
I won't talk to you later today then.
Wow. All right, how well do you know what went down in pop culture this week? Think you know enough to beat our DBL hosts? Because next is Trivia Showdown. Go to dblvote.com right now and play along live with us. We'll be right back.
Hey gang, Tori Shulman here from Daily Blast Live.
We're live!
We are trending all summer long.
Do you guys see the resemblance?
Diving into the latest stories to keep you cool. Make a splash. Join the conversation with Daily Blast Live. What are we doing?
They're pulling up their stories.
Oh, so if you guys don't know, Brett started doing this move, and in improv, you just do something called the yes and. So I just started doing it too. But what we're really doing is waiting for who?
Raquel
and Angelica. So in the meantime, we are here. Got it. Thanks for the dance break, buddy. All right, what's going on?
This is breaking like crazy.
Is that why it was on your computer already?
Yes. Tori, some thieves stole $thousands worth of Jordan 12s from Champs Sports.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's all caught on video.
Oh.
Come on, guys.
Be smarter than that. If you're gonna get Jordans, you gotta run out of there faster than having a security camera on you.
I'm gonna play it for you.
Ooh, fun.
Help them catch this in Cleveland.
Now, how did they
So,
oh God, oh my.
Yeah,
this is like a real operation.
Shameless.
So all the shoes they stole, each were valued, each pair at $190.
Wow. So wow, that's a big deal. So 12,000. Oh, 12. How much? Oh, thousands worth of Jordan 12s
Yes.
from Icy
Yes.
from Champs Sports. That's huge.
Yep.
I lived in the Fairfax district in LA, and that's where all the new sneakers came out for Supreme and Obey, the skateboard.
Yeah.
And people would line up around the blocks overnight. And then get the sneakers when they were released to sell on eBay. So that's probably where these are going to be, or sell on the black market.
This happened in Clearwater, Florida. So keep your eye out.
All right, if you see any, run past them.
Yes.
All right, we're going over here, Raquel. You want to tell me where to go?
Uh-oh, you're getting...
I'm getting pulled like the
away.
fish.
This is a story Brett will make fun of me for.
Yeah, talk to me. I'm here now.
There's a Greek island offering a job for you to take care of 55 cats.
That's Raquel's dream job.
You have to be over 45 to do it, which makes me think
She's
this might be a
close.
joke. You're going to watch me kill someone on air.
I'm joking. Tell us more about this cat sanctuary.
It's the Greek island of Syros, and there's 55 cats. You have to have a 2-week volunteer period, but after that, you're expected to take care of the cats all by yourself. So
15 seconds.
I'd be worried about the cats
take care of
turning on you.
No, cats take care of themselves. You don't even have to do anything.
Look how cool they
10
are.
seconds.
They're chilling.
They just sit there and go.
They probably ignore you half the time, so really the
5
island.
seconds. Here we come. 3.
It's Friday! That can only mean one thing. It's time for DBL Trivia Showdown. This week in pop culture. And today's showdown is between. We know now that he is a classically trained musician. He'll sing anywhere, but will he sing Cry Me a River if he loses? It's Bo Davidson. And she's the proud mommy to Josie Rose and Barnaby. She'll pamper those pooches, but will her trivia game go to the dogs? It's Tori Schulman. And all of you, the viewers at home, go to dblvote.com and play along. Questions will appear on your device. And of course, the winning viewer will win a DBL #Genius t-shirt as modeled by the lovely and talented Tori Schulman. Thank you, Tori.
Anytime.
All right, places, please. Thank you. Question number 1. Which actress uses a $2 hair product from Walmart? Is it A? Hold on, Bo.
Sorry.
Is it A, Megan Fox, B, Chrissy Teigen, or C, Jennifer Aniston?
Still beat me.
You got Tori?
Jenny A.
It is Jennifer Aniston.
Let's do this.
Aniston's bestie shared a shoot photo shouting out Murray's superior hairdressing pomade that works to tame frizz and flyaways, and you can find it in the ethnic hair product section. Don't steal my Murray's. Tori 1, Bo 0. Question number 2. What are the top winning Powerball numbers? A, 32, 63, 28, B, 13, 47, 60, or C, 27, 14, 58? Bo.
C.
It is A.
Oh!
No points
That's okay.
lost for
That's okay.
getting it wrong.
1-0 Tori. Moving on to question number 3. These farm animals helped police catch a fleeing suspect. Was it A, cows, B, pigs, or C, chickens?
Oh, he got it. He got it.
Definitely the cows.
Cows. A herd of cattle in Florida chased a suspect who was fleeing from police after a car crash. 1-1. We are tied, people. Question number 4. Which Idol winner is working on their own talk show? Is it A, Kelly Clarkson, B, Jordan Sparks, or C, David Cook?
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson is correct. The Grammy winner is filming a pilot for a syndicated daytime talk show projected for 2019. All right, Bo is up 2-1, and we are moving on to question number 5, people. Kathleen Turner said which TV cast wasn't very friendly? Was it A, Nip Tuck, B, Californication, or C, Friends?
Oh,
Tori.
Friends, and I hope we're
Friends
still.
is correct. That means we are tied 2-2, people. This is game point. Here we go. How many seasons did the show Friends run?
Oh, that's such a good question.
It's the closest. Whoever comes close.
Okay, let's on 3. We'll say okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
13.
Ooh. Tori wins because the answer is 10. Congratulations,
We were
Miss
within
Tori
one.
Schulman.
I know.
But more importantly, the viewer at home, Kevin E, your #Genius t-shirt is coming your way. We will be right back.
Promotional consideration is
Can I be super honest? Can I be super honest? I thought it was like 21.
Yeah.
I thought it
Why
was
did you
like
guess that?
because I thought 21 and then I thought I'll flip
can't
it
hear you.
and reverse it and I did 12 because I was like 21 is like Simpsons level.
Yeah. No, I thought it was definitely more than 10.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
need to
I
come
had no
back.
idea.
That's interesting.
Incredible.
I was like, is he doing a bit over there?
Yeah, I was like, why are you joking around? Does anyone want to know I want to know who Kevin is. Kevin Ang always writes in. Maybe it is Kevin Ang. I know my DBL Nation really well, so I'm hoping it's you guys. They said, Jeff, they loved your interview. Great interview. You are always a winner with your interviews, Jeff.
Thank you. Wait till you see the ones I did when I went to LA. And,
yeah, when are we showing those?
When the season kicks off.
Oh,
So I
good.
think
Okay. You have like good access. You were like in the
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed I had my run of the whole set.
They were
So
all-
each interview was like in a different set. And then some of them I interviewed like over the bar in Brady's Pub. If you guys are Days
Did
of Our
you want
Lives
to do
fans.
one of these
I was
ones?
everywhere.
Like
yeah,
you
I
did?
did, and we did. I set up a scene with this one girl where I said something creepy and she slapped me.
You did?
Yeah.
I wanted to do it where you're in bed in the hospital and you're like, I don't remember.
Well, I did a tease from the
good.
bed from Days of Our Lives, and I sent it in. So we got done, but my shirt's all untucked because I took my microphone out, and then we walked by the bed, and I go, oh my God, I got to do like a coma scene, right?
Yeah, for
And then I
sure.
made like a tease, like. So there's a lot of good stuff coming up. I also went to General Hospital, which is crazy because when you walk in, it says like General Hospital, but it looks like a hospital.
Is it weird?
Like when
you
you're
thought-
you're not walking, you're just walking into where they work.
That's
you know what
so
I mean? But
weird.
it looks like a hospital.
One time, Mad Men was at Reel's channel where I first worked, and they were doing a 1960s bank set, and I opened the lobby and went downstairs to get money out of the ATM, and they're like, this is a fake set. And I'm like, cool, I knew that, cool, I knew that too, yeah. No, but those are really real.
It's very cool. And I mean, I can't say enough about everyone I interviewed. I just put out an Instagram post. They were so gracious with their time. I mean, I'll talk more about it when it comes closer, but really, even the people who came here today.
They were so nice.
So gracious with their time, willing to do we did extra teases, like just promotions and stuff. We did
They
a lot
took all that
more
time.
than just interview them. So they were really gracious with their time and very thankful.
Also, Kevin Ang just wrote in, it was me. I won DBL Trivia. I think I know too much about pop
Brett,
culture because
Kevin
I knew
Ang
the
beat you.
tiebreaker answer.
Oh.
Brett was very upset because he plays every day. I have to grab my phone. Can you grab my phone for me? It's right by the piece of lawn.
All right, we got
It's
25
on the
seconds.
round crystal table.
So quickly, what are you doing this
Stu,
weekend?
right over here.
I'm going to Vail, Colorado.
Cool. You're going to repeat that in about 4 seconds.
Okay.
Welcome back to DBL. We only have like 25 seconds. Quickly, Bo, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to go up to the Rocky Mountains and enjoy myself.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, a little resort up there, yeah.
Can I have a little Rocky Mountain oyster?
Maybe.
There you
I've
go.
never had that before. That's
Testicles. Okay.
He knows. What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm going on a hike. And I'm going on the harder version because I'm getting my shape back.
What are you doing? I think I'm going to go car shopping because I'm having another day. That's crazy. Erica, what are you doing?
Nothing.
The stories never stop. We don't either. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Keep the conversation going, everybody. Have a great weekend. That's how we do Friday.